far away, far away at sea. Oh, darling, see the stars, see the moon. Please pray I'll be coming home soon. Here am I, far away at sea. But I wonder, are you thinking of me? Oh, darling, see the sky, see the sun. I always pray I'm still your only one. I look at your picture when I'm alone, and I wish I was coming back home. I know I'm far away at sea, but I wonder, are you thinking of me? Oh, darling, see the stars, see the moon. Please pray I'll be coming home soon. Here am I, far away at sea, but I wonder, are you thinking of me? Far away at sea.
I'm inside with Bianchi and Kelly. Power's off. Kelly's having a panic attack, and the two are. Why do you laugh at his misery?
I wonder.
And I'm on the sub, looking at, I was on the sub looking at this huge creature, which apparently doesn't faze me all that much.
You didn't see the huge creature.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
wasn't it me who, or like Walter who saw it, but
Like he saw something
like,
moving
oh,
in the
this is fine.
distance, didn't really see, but just saw something like
You just
moving.
saw that was huge,
Yeah.
Yes.
And
you lost your mind because of it.
yeah, and Jack saw the or didn't see it, but he sort of, you could feel it moving past because it's so huge, and you could hear it move past. But you rolled like a spot check, and you got like a hard fail. I think that's why you didn't see anything. But
Yeah, it was great.
yeah. Yeah, and you pushed Walter off the side of the sub.
Yeah. I got
Almost.
2 87s in a row.
Did not fall off, so
Well, no, he fell off, but he didn't hurt himself.
Yeah, he just landed
Yes.
on the
He
sand.
landed
Oh,
on the
okay.
sand, but he's okay. Like he
Fair
didn't.
enough.
Yeah, but he's face down on the ground next to the
this
sub.
is fine. Well, it's exactly that this is fine where everything is on fire, so yeah.
Yeah, and yes, that is where we'll start. So you've just felt this huge thing move over the top of you. You can't hear it anymore, you can't feel its presence anymore. Now there's just darkness.
How is Kelly doing?
Kelly is just more of the same. He's sort of hyperventilating, sort of muttering, stuttering, sort of. I mean, you can't see him, but you reckon he's probably sort of shaking and he's not doing too good.
So after this, I still have the window right in front of me locked.
Yes,
But I still have 2 on the sides, correct?
tops. You have the 2 tops. Yeah.
2 tops, so I don't
Yeah.
have any down here.
You don't have anything down. You have 2 sort of upward facing.
Okay, so I assume if I can't really look at a downward angle,
I think again
even if I like do this.
In the Discord thing, you can sort of see it that you have them sort of to the side and you have one up. You don't have anything down. If you look at you have the suit there. It's sort of angled down, but if you imagine it facing straight up, you have them like up to the side like this, and then you have one straight up, but like the forward facing one is blocked.
Okay. I mean, could I feasibly like turn my body this way and kind of angle to look down?
Yeah, like if you well, to look down, I mean, you can look straight ahead by like properly like tilting and looking, but you can't really look down, then you'll fall over, because again these things are unwieldy. But yeah.
All right. Well, I can't really see Walter, but unfortunately, it's my responsibility to make sure that he's okay. So I'm going to, as carefully as I can, because again, apparently nothing happened around me. Something passed, but I don't know what it is. Probably an enemy sub or something. I'm going to very carefully just try and jump my way down.
Jump down? So just to the side, you mean? Or are you
So
gonna go back down the ladder, like, or like, what are you doing?
I mean, I'm trying to go back down the ladder, but on the side of where Walter fell.
Yeah, like there is no ladder on that side.
Right.
There's just on the other side.
If I jumped, would there be a risk of like hurting myself?
Yes, I mean not
Okay,
a big one, but you can't really
down.
see. So, I mean,
I'm gonna climb down then.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Can I just ask for specification, like visually orientating what's happening? Because
Yes.
there's the sub, and then I don't
Yeah.
know, on one end I'm assuming there's the. I'll let you do.
So you have the sub. If I'm facing forward and I'm sort of on top of the sub, right? Jack is on top of the sub, quite close to the sort of the
hatch.
the tower, or like the entryway or whatever of the sub. When you're sort of on the top and facing forward like this, the ladder would be sort of on the right side at the back, and you fell off the left side, sort of facing a bit forward from sort of next to where the tower is of the sub, and you're sort of just laying in the sand there next to the facing down. I mean, you're not hurt, but that's where you are.
Yeah.
And so that's how you are like related to like positioning to each other. Obviously, Jack, you don't really know where Walter is. You would.
I know he fell, right?
Yeah, you
like
would.
I
You
felt
would.
hitting him,
Yeah,
and
you
I
felt.
looked forward, and he wasn't there.
Yes, but you don't necessarily know whether he fell down on the one side or the other, or where he went exactly.
I mean, would it be possible for him to land on the sub?
Yes. I mean, it is wide enough to where you would be able to fall straight forward.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try and see if he's there.
Okay. Again.
I want to make sure that he gets in the sub before I do.
I mean, you can always do a spot hidden to see if you can locate him.
Alright, let's see if my luck is any worse than last session's.
Probably.
Hopefully. Yeah, it is.
By the way, I see that you're using the other avatar right now. I don't know.
Oh, right. My apologies.
It's okay. I assume that's a fail.
It is.
How bad of a fail is it?
Not
Not that bad.
too
Yeah, not that bad. It's just a normal fail.
It's less than 10, so.
Yeah, no, it's just a normal fail. Yeah, so you look around for him and you can't really see him anywhere. And well, you can't talk to him because you don't have communications.
I think
Speaking
it's
of
a
which,
smart decision.
well, he was tangled up and I wanted to get there early.
And there's no power, so.
And there's no power. Speaking of which, he still has the communication line on as far as I know, so where are the lines connected? Is it close to the entrance? Where I'm at?
Yes, quite close to the entrance.
Okay, I'm going to go there,
Mm-hmm.
and there should be, like, the lines, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Walter's line.
Yeah.
I'm gonna basically follow it.
Okay. I'm not gonna make you roll for that. That's quite simple. What is Walter doing?
Okay, yeah, I was wondering, like, is he conscious? Is he okay?
Yeah, no, it's,
Well, he's lying on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, he would try and get up. I don't know how easy that is with that
Yeah.
sort of.
I mean, given that, I mean, you have plenty of time to do so. You don't have to roll for getting up. That's fine. Yeah, so you'll manage to get to your feet after a little while. Yeah.
Yeah. And he can see. I'm assuming that obviously there's no ladder on this side.
Yeah. And he
Um,
would be sort of schooled on what to do, how to enter, how to exit, all of that stuff. Sort of drilled.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, then he simply would just sort of follow the sub around to where the ladder is. So trying to make sure that like the cable doesn't get tangled up in anything. But yeah,
What sort of pace? What sort of is he in a hurry?
well, he did see there was something large out there, but apparently it didn't really panic him. So I don't think he would like outright run, because it doesn't really want to fall or trip over it again. Probably try and like follow the sub with like one of those claws, because again can't really touch.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like a brisk pace, let's say.
Yeah. After a minute or two, it doesn't take that long to move it. The sub isn't that big. He gets to the ladder, and at this point, I assume he will start to feel almost like slight tugging at the communications cable that is on his head. And then as if he climbs up, and as he's on his way up, Jack will be sort of on his way down, and he can't really see you. So
What? So he's climbing down the ladder
he
at the
would
same
probably
time?
be at this point. Yeah, he's just trying to follow the cable to you. So.
I mean,
I
you
mean-
can see me. Just get out of the fucking way or get stomped.
I don't think that that's the right way to save me.
But he can't see you. He
I
can't
know,
see
I know.
that.
But I also can't tell him anything, so.
Gotta get a boot to the forehead.
Well, yeah, there's that, yeah, because that arm thing is not going to be longer than that big bulbous head, so can't even be like, ugh. I guess climb back down and wait for him to notice, and just try and, I don't know, maybe like bang on the suit or something to try and signal that I'm here.
I mean, as soon as you're down and he's down, I mean, your sort of heads are taller than the average person because they're around the head, so he can see it, and he's following the cable, so he'll recognize that you're right
Yeah,
there as soon as he gets down.
And as soon as I do, I basically give him way. Kind of check around just to see. Oh, and I'll basically just motion, like bump him a bit on the headlights for him to turn it off.
Turn it off.
Oh.
Okay.
Because he hasn't yet.
Nope. He hasn't
Yeah,
turned it
no,
off.
I have. Okay. Yeah, he'll turn off the headlights, I
Okay.
guess, and just try.
Complete darkness. Yeah. At this point, what are you doing?
Well, trying to climb back up.
Okay, you're doing
Hope
it in
we
the
make
complete darkness. Okay, give me a diving roll. Ah.
Okay.
This is so fun.
Actually, give me a diving roll with disadvantage.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I don't need a disadvantage at this
Fight
point.
She doesn't need the disadvantage. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, no,
See?
it goes it's completely fine. Climbing in the dark is not.
I was born to do this.
Yeah, it's not. Doesn't phase you at all. It's fine. Yeah, and I also want a diving from Mr. Jack Tanner. Although you don't have to do disadvantage because you do this sort of stuff from time to time.
It's fine.
Yep. Yep. Okay,
That's
so you
actually
both managed
pretty
to.
decent.
Yeah.
I don't think it's hard, but it's.
Yeah. No,
pretty
it's yeah. I mean, it's good enough anyway. So you get to the top of the sub in the darkness, and what do you do at that point?
Well, I know where the entrance is.
Yes.
So I'm basically gonna open it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna, bump Walter inside.
Yeah, but if water is first, can Jack go around him? Because I imagine this is quite narrow.
What do you mean
It
around
wouldn't-
him?
Well, because Jack let Walter go first.
Yeah.
So Walter would be up on top of the sub first.
Yes.
So he would need to go and find the entrance. Like, could
They
Jack
can-
go
you can-
around him?
You can have two people side by side on top of it.
Okay.
I mean, it's wide enough for that. It starts to slope a bit once you. I mean, if you're like trying to give each other space and stand next to each other and everything, then the sub will start to slope down on the side. But it's still wide enough to where you can maneuver around each other without falling off, as
Okay.
long as you.
Yeah, well, since I know where Walter is, I'm basically gonna, put one of my hooks around one of his, and I'm basically gonna drag him along.
Okay. That's fine.
Holding hooks.
Holding hooks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you find the hatch, and then what did you want to do?
I want to open it and
Yes.
get Walter to go in the sub.
Okay. So, does Walter go inside the chamber?
I think yes. At this point, he would.
Okay. So he goes inside the chamber. I assume you close the hatch.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, do I know if subs with the power off can do the whole procedure?
You
to
don't
get
even know
people
that
inside?
the power's off. I mean, you have no way of knowing.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
Didn't
while
the
they're
lights on the outside turn off?
The lights on the outside went off, yeah, but
Yeah.
that doesn't necessarily mean that all the power is off. I mean, they could just turn off the lights.
Fair.
Yeah, I was just
They
gonna say
didn't,
as they're holding hooks outside, I was going to go and find a flashlight.
Okay, so you're finding a flashlight. Well, you know where to find one, but you know what? Just give me a flat.
Echolocation.
No, yeah, echolocation. Yeah, I mean that would be fun. Hey, give me a flat dexterity.
Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, nice.
Yeah, so you fumble around in the dark, and you get to the sort of locker, which you know has the flashlights and the emergency flares and whatnot, and you get a flashlight out.
Yep. I turn it on.
Yep.
As I turn it on, I take a quick look at Bianchi and Kelly. I assume Kelly's still having a meltdown.
Yes, he's sort of sitting, sort of huddled in, sort of almost like a fetal position, and he's sort of like rocking back and forth, and he's like muttering to himself.
Right, now
While
that there's-
Bianchi is just sort of pacing, and as soon as you get some light on, he goes over and gets a flashlight himself as well.
Yeah, now that there's light, can I try calming Kelly down again?
I mean, you can try, but it's gonna be. I mean, you're trying to, you're pressing a roll, so to speak. So we'll give it your best shot. It's gonna be harder though.
Alright, can I just figure out how to turn the power back on myself? And I should
Well, the
know
power you know how to turn the power on. You don't know how
Yeah.
to like navigate the submarine
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything, but you know how to turn the power on.
Yeah, but right now that's the key priority.
Okay. Yeah, so you just
That's
turn
fine.
it back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. You don't have to roll for that. Yeah, you flick a couple of the switches and you hear the sort of almost like switches going and the lights power back on. And on the outside of the sub, by the way, suddenly you go from being in complete darkness to seeing the sort of flashing lights in front of the sub sort of almost blind you for a tiny bit on the top there.
I mean, at this point, Walter is
inside, so
the
it's
hatch.
just Jack, yeah.
So I see on the outside the lights turn on? Is that
Yes.
it? Okay, cool. If that's the case, I'm gonna turn my lights back on too.
Okay. Yeah. At this point, then, Walter, you also see the sort of the cycling lights on the inside, the red and the green.
Yeah.
Now it has the red
It's probably
light there.
flashing red, right?
It's just a constant red, but it's just showing
Okay.
that there's power basically at this point.
Mhm.
There was no light there before. Yep.
Sorry, I forget. Is that something that you manually have to?
Basically, it has to be
Start.
done from the control panel on the inside. So.
Okay.
But
You're a diver, so you'd probably know how to do it, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
but
I
I mean, Walter can't do it. He's not on the inside. He's in the chamber.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Well, I can't tell them to do it because I don't have a
No.
communication kit, so...
Oh,
Oh, battery.
Okay, yeah. In that case, yeah. Sorry, Walter will say, yeah. I'm inside.
Okay. You suddenly hear Bianchi go on the communications and go, "You're both okay?"
Well, Hannah has no cable, and his sight is partially compromised, but otherwise in one piece.
Maybe you cycle him first then, because we have no way to tell when he's in there if you go in first.
True. All right, I'll come out.
Yeah. Just tell us when the hatch is shut.
Will do. So yeah, Walter climbs out and tries to motion for Jack to get inside there.
I mean, as soon as that's closed, the light turns green, right?
As soon as the hatch is closed?
Yeah.
No, as soon as the
Or
hatch
just
is
need to
closed,
fill
it's still red. It's green when you're allowed to open the other hatch, basically.
Okay, so it needs to fill before.
Well, empty in this case because you're trying to get inside. But yeah, I mean the lights don't really matter that much when you're trying to get inside. It's more important when you're trying to get outside, so that you know
Yeah.
that the pressure is the same. But yeah, at if you go back inside and the hatch is closed, basically Bianchi will just sit there and wait for the signal that you're inside and the hatches are locked.
Yeah, the moment Tanner gets in, then Walter is going to say Tanner is inside.
And just go copy, and he will hit a button, and you hear sort of the pumps and everything around you start working. And after a few minutes, the water starts completely draining down around you. And at that point, uh, what is Nathaniel doing on the inside?
You're just waiting for the
The
for the
others to
two
come
of
in.
them to get back in. Yeah, there's nothing we can really do right now.
Well, then the inner hatch is unlocked, allowing you. The light goes on. You're allowed to go outside, and assuming you just follow the protocol, the hatch is closed, and the chamber is refilled to allow the next person to come inside. After that is done, Bianchi will send you a message on the comm saying you can now enter. The chamber is ready.
All right, I'm coming inside. Yep, Walter climbs back in.
Yep. And the cycle goes again, after which you are let back into the sub.
What the hell happened out there?
I'm not entirely sure. There was something outside. Something gigantic.
Was it a
But
sub? Was it a whale?
I don't know. I'm sorry. It was completely dark. I barely saw movement as is. I'm sorry.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What about you, Tanner? Did you see anything?
Whatever was out there was big. I didn't see it, but you don't feel things moving around you underwater like that unless they're gargantuan. I'm not entirely sure what was outside. I mean, could the Reds have vehicles that large?
I have no idea. It's just when you picked that mushroom, as you said, there was just screaming at Bianchi's equipment.
Screaming.
He sort of turns to Bianchi, looking for a more detailed explanation on what he heard.
As good of an explanation as I can also give. Like a uh, like a whale song of sorts, I suppose. I'm not a biologist. It's not really
Well,
my.
has this been recorded? Could I possibly listen to it?
Well, not the screeching exactly, but the a part of it earlier was recorded. Yes, when you were just getting outside.
Well, if nothing else, then I would very much like to listen to that.
Sure. Assuming there is no objections, Commander.
Of course not. Go ahead.
Is this a good idea?
Well,
Should we not just leave?
I personally would like to understand what's outside, what is making that noise. Whales at this depth, highly unlikely. I just yes, I know we have a mission. I would just like to know more about what this is.
Yes, well, you might know more whether that is normal sounds for anything to make, but it doesn't quite sound like any whale song that I've heard before, or was anything we were introduced to in any of the training on the Choist.
So is Walter able to listen to that now?
Yeah.
There was actually sound. That's why.
It's great, isn't it?
Yep. So can he roll? What is it called?
Spot hidden.
Natural world.
Yep, you can do natural world. I don't think there's anything that would fit better. Is there? Yeah, natural world is probably the best. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's good roll. Um,
You know the specific animal who did this and its family.
well, you know that uh, although this does sound a bit like a whale song of sorts, this sounds like a phenomenon that you have heard of before, of certain types of um, uh, whales, especially like dolphins and stuff like that, that when in captivity, they will start to mimic sort of human conversation and stuff that they pick up around them, and they will sort of they won't really obviously they won't say anything like a parrot that really makes sense or that sounds exactly alike, but it sounds alike enough to where it's sort of off-putting, and where it's clear that it's not like something they would do naturally. So you know that that's the thing that happens, but it again, the volume at the distance that we're talking about here, it doesn't seem to, and of course it's out in the wild, it's not in captivity either. So, but yeah, you do know that. I mean, that's so that's what a critical success gets you.
Okay. So was this again something where he listened to on headphones
Yes.
while people were doing whatever?
Mm.
Okay. Well, he listens to it, and then takes off the headphones. I'm not entirely sure what to make of this. To a certain extent, it does sound like whale song, yes, but well, this part might sound a bit strange. Whale song that rather attempts to imitate human speech, which happens at times. However, obviously, the creature needs to be in contact with humans in order to know what to imitate, and quite frequently. So hearing something like this here, I don't know what this means.
Can you make out the language?
Oh,
If they're imitating it.
well, it's not an actual language per se. It's just, if children try and imitate an adult, it's nothing that is actually something you can understand. It's merely an attempt. But the fact that these creatures are aware of human speech, it's yes, I don't know what to make of it. Is it possible that there might be a place here where they have been perhaps tagged, and there have been regular human contact with them? Could the Reds be doing something with this? I don't know, but I mean we're at open sea, so it's difficult to say, but it is rather strange.
Well, I wouldn't put it beyond them to try and use animals as a sort of scouting. Maybe it still doesn't explain why it seemed to scream the way it did when you said you picked that mushroom.
Yes,
Just everything you said about that place you just went in.
Maybe we
I
should.
don't know what we found here. And with that, he's gonna just sort of log the coordinates of where they are right now.
I think we should go back. We should leave.
you mean go back where we came from?
We should go back home.
Well, we haven't.
We can't abandon the mission. Despite what happened, we can't just turn around and leave. And besides, he sort of takes a look at Kelly. It seems he's not doing so well right now. Doctor, could you try and calm him down, maybe? I have no
What
luck.
happened?
It's just when that thing was outside and we killed the power in here too. I figured it would be a good idea, just so it doesn't detect any noise or anything, and I guess it was just a bit of a shock to him.
Poor
Well,
man.
I can take a look at Kelly, and then I would very much like to dissect the mushroom. Perhaps some sort of connection can be discovered on what caused this sort of reaction.
In here, Doctor.
Well, where else? I need my equipment.
Well,
Besides, it's not
yeah.
connected.
Yeah, no, I was just going to mention that your equipment is in the. I guess you were just going to add that. So I'm sorry if I interrupted you when you were going to say it. But the medical ward, if you can even call it that, is just this one little cot and some stuff on the other side of the closed door.
It's the medical corner.
A
Yes, by the
medical crawl
engines.
space.
Yeah.
Medical nook.
Yeah, no. What I was just going to say that well, it's cut off now. I don't think it's in connection with whatever caused this issue. It's now separate. So I think it will be quite safe to examine. But yes, this whole thing is quite the puzzle, and personally, I would very much like to understand it. Who knows? We might be on the cusp of discovering something great.
Oh, and what about that statue you mentioned? Did you bring it back?
He. Yes, but I don't think we. The statue is the least of it, honestly. If we're gonna open one of them, I'd pick the statue, but honestly, I think we should leave both containers closed until we get back.
I certainly agree. The statue can stay closed. I don't know what to do with
And the
a statue.
mushroom?
The mushroom is something I would very much like to examine. It's not something. Mushroom has not been found at such depth before, and well, its kind itself is something that I have never seen before. So not to mention the connection to the potential connection to the screaming. It could be just a coincidence that it overlapped. I would need to examine it. I would need to know more to try and figure out what is happening here. I think it's imperative that I examine the mushroom, but first I will attend to Kelly.
Who is just sitting there, sort of shaking and sort of muttering again and again and again, just we're all going to die, we're all going to die, we're all going to die, just again and again to himself.
All right, Kelly, why don't you come with me and then?
He's not moving anywhere.
Ah.
He's not really paying attention to you guys.
Yeah. If Jack sees this, he'll offer help. Basically, be like, "Oh, allow me, Doctor. Come on, brother. We gotta go." And I'll try to lift him up, kind of guide him along.
I mean, you haven't said, but at this point, I assume that you've taken off the suit.
Yes, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you're hooked into it.
No, I'm carrying the suit and Kelly, because I'm that buff.
Yeah. Well, I was just making sure. Okay. Yeah. You get him along. Well, I will actually want you to roll me a strength.
Is this where I end up having noodle arms?
Ooh.
No, it's not.
Nope. Yeah. You manage. He doesn't really seem to struggle that much as you sort of pick him up, but he's completely out of it.
That might also be a hard success, I think.
It is a hard success. That's why he's not struggling. He's like if he is struggling, it doesn't bother you that much.
Yeah, I'm basically gonna carry him over to the medical area and just lay him
plop him down. That's
and
fine.
I suppose we have like a chair in here at least, like a bench or something.
No, you have the cot that he's laying in, and then you have like a chair in here that you can move with you. You have multiple chairs. Actually, is there a character missing on the screen here? I think there is.
I think
Walter, I don't think
it's
you're here. There you
Oh.
go.
No. I think he is.
Is he?
Because there are 5 people. Aren't there 5 people in sub?
And now there are 5 people because I dragged in Walter.
Oh, okay. My bad then.
Yep. So I assume.
Yeah, I'll drag a chair close by and I'll sit.
Okay.
I'll obviously give the doctor his space, but I'll basically take my crucifix and I'll start, praying, just praying for help for Kelly, for him to, not be so tormented.
Okay. Would psychology help in this situation? That's the only thing I have it on a
Yes.
psychoanalysis.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, you can use psychology or the difference here is psychology is obviously more of just a layman's attempt to try to calm someone down, while psychoanalysis is sort of a formal knowledge of psychoanalysis, so being able to sort of understand exactly what the issue is and then be able to sort of diagnose it and prescribe medications and that sort of stuff, which is way more advanced than psychology, which is more just like soothing somebody and stuff like that. Yeah.
I mean, I have medicine, but I don't know if that's
You can
suitable in this
also
situation.
I mean you could also use medicine if you want. Although medicine in this case would probably be something like administering an anesthetic or something just to calm the person down, or like some sleeping medication or something like that. But yeah, it depends what sort of path you want to take.
better chances with medicine.
Yep. Well, then go ahead.
Still fine. That wouldn't have been fine with psychology.
Thank the
Oh,
machine
was that the?
spirit.
Oh yeah. Okay. So then, what was it you wanted to do exactly with medicine? Did you just want to like give him an anesthetic, or?
Yeah, probably. Try and calm him down with some sort of pill
Yeah.
for the time being.
Yeah. So you give him some water and some pills to calm him down, and you sort of force it into him because he's not being very receptive to it, but he doesn't really fight you. After which he just lays down on the cot. A couple of minutes go by and he's just sort of passed out.
All right. Well, shall we? And Walter just motions for Tanner to go back to where everyone else is.
At this point, you have the two large diving suits just sort of clanked down all over the place with the equipment in the middle of the floor here, and then you have, well, Bianchi is sitting in his comm station. What is Nathaniel doing at this point?
So, how's Kelly?
He's not well.
Well, I gave him something to let him sleep, but well, that means that currently we don't have a pilot or a driver or whatever you call it.
Damn it. Well, looks like we'll be stuck here for a bit. Hopefully, whatever got provoked back there won't be back.
If we're stuck here, should we really be? Should we really have those things in here? The statue, the mushroom.
What are you going to do? Climb out and throw them out? I mean, no
We can
offense,
leave
but
them outside.
I'm certainly not letting you do that to the mushrooms. You do whatever you want with the statue, but the mushrooms are staying in here and I'm dissecting them.
Are you? Hold on. Are you sure it's not some sort of biohazard?
It's clearly a mushroom.
I mean, don't
Painted.
they emit spores and stuff?
Well, at times, potentially, yes. But don't you want to understand what's happening here? I mean, if you want me to, I suppose I could maybe, to save everyone, take the mushroom and my equipment and take it to the crawl space. It's not going to be a comfortable situation, but I can attempt dissecting it there, and then in a way I am closed off from everyone else. Would that make everyone happier?
Look, based on what you told me before, that mushrooms shouldn't really thrive at this depth in these conditions, it's clear we discovered some sort of new species. So
Yes,
it would be better to just leave the experimentation for when we're back on dry land, better conditions.
but why did the scream happen? Don't you want to know the connection? Perhaps it's important for us while we're down here. Answers could help us in this situation.
Doctor, what if it's dangerous for you?
Well, look, I have been sitting at a desk for most of my life. I'm finally out in the field, and if I happen to, I don't know, contract something, but don't think I would. But if I am doing that while discovering something remarkable, that is a risk I am willing to take. Who knows? They might even name it us.
Look,
I'll
I
leave it up to Quincy.
respect that, Dr. Quincy, but there's 5 people in here, and we really need to not take any unnecessary risks. So the mushrooms and the statue should just stay put in the containers for the time being.
Well, if you will excuse me then, I need a suit to be taken care of. And he sort of marches as much as you can march in a tiny space like this, and tries to basically put it away nice and safe. And then after that, just sort of storm back to where Kelly is and pour over his books.
Jack will basically just look at Walter, making his way to the suits. He'll start walking and then he'll pause for a second, just turn around and say, "Thank you, Commander." And he'll continue following Walter to help with the suits.
Walter's muttering things about how this is unfair and we don't know what they're talking about and whatever.
He's being polite without saying this is bullshit.
Poor Walter. Yes, with that, I don't think there is much to do other than wait for Kelly to wake up so we can continue on with the mission.
I'll basically carry the storage units. I imagine they're like easy to carry by hand. Bit hefty, but...
What do you mean, carry them?
I want to basically put them in the crawl space and lock the hatch.
Oh, the backpacks from the...
Yes, the
well,
backpacks.
they're not... yeah, but they're... maybe I've explained badly how they work, but they're like plastic casings, sort of. And you put stuff in them, and you just put them against the back of the... So they're not enclosed or anything. They have like one panel missing, basically. So it's like a... But I mean, you can... So like if you put stuff...
Biohazard.
So if you put stuff in it, and then you put it on the back, then it sort of seals on the back, I guess.
So
But then
if I
as soon as you
them
take
out,
it
it's gonna
off,
expose
then...
them.
Yeah, and then you'd have the
Okay.
water and everything.
In that case, I won't. Yeah, I won't
Okay.
touch them.
Okay.
Are they transparent at all?
No, they're like white plastic.
Okay, they're okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Then I'll make sure the suits are basically with their back to the wall, in a way that if someone messes with the suit, it's gonna make noise. People are gonna hear it.
Well,
Gets
give
an
me
idea.
a what would that even be? Mechanical repair.
Sure. This is where I fail completely.
He botches and it just breaks open the container, biospores
success.
everywhere.
Yeah, it's a success.
Damn
Okay,
it.
so you wanted to what? Just
Basically put the suits like with the backs against the wall, so
Okay.
if someone wants to take it out, they'll have to move the suits and they'll have to
okay.
that makes noise and
If
yeah.
someone were to try it.
That's fine. Yep. Well, which then, if you just sit here and wait, after maybe 2 hours has gone by, Bianchi goes to you and he's sort of motioning you to come over to him. Nathaniel.
Yep, I go over.
He's got, do you hear what I'm hearing here? And he gives you the headset and give me a listen.
You want me to roll listen again?
Yeah.
Ah yes, that's what you told me I wouldn't need.
Oh. Don't trust the GM too much. Oh. Actually, you can roll with advantage because he's telling you to listen for something, so that's fine. So,
Hope you fail.
Still fail. Okay. Well, you don't hear anything. You just hear, well, like the static of the sea, I suppose.
It just sounds like white noise to me, Bianchi.
He just looks at you and he seems quite annoyed, and he's got a sort of a paper down, and you see him just scratching like dots and dashes, dots and dashes, dots and dashes on the paper as it goes. He's like, "Yep, it's definitely something repeating here. I'm sure of it, unless it's the sea."
Morse?
Oh, it's definitely Morse, and it's definitely SOS. What I can't understand is, what the hell is giving off an SOS signal at this depth?
Can we figure out where it's coming from?
Oh yeah, no, that's easy. Mike can give me 30 minutes. I'll get a direction. It's signals of this type. It's clearly auditory, so there's clearly someone actively trying to send this signal, and it's bouncing all around. So it'll take me a bit of time, but I'll figure it out. Don't worry.
Yeah, I don't think we're in a rush since our pilot is out of commission.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't. There weren't supposed to be any other subs down here, were there, Commander?
As far as I'm aware, no.
Well, I'll get to work then. And he just sits down, and you just see him mess around with the communications equipment.
Right. I'll leave you to it. He just sort of goes back to his quote-unquote station, adjusts his sonar, and just procrastinates.
Do we hear this? Like, I assume the sub is small enough that any conversation is pretty much heard throughout the sub, right?
Yeah, assuming you're in the main room. Yeah, it's not like he's
would
trying
be
to...
sitting next to Kelly, probably praying for him to get better.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
not
well
bad.
then you don't hear anything
fine.
because it's in the other. Yeah. Are both of you in the other room with Kelly, or?
Walter definitely is. He is just reading his books and sulking, basically.
And what is Nathaniel doing at this point?
Yeah, just sitting by the sonar, waiting for Bianchi to finish up what he's doing.
Okay. That's fine. Well, let's see. After a little while, how about you give me a listen, Nathaniel?
This is why I hate you. This is why I've always left you. Ooh.
Don't hate me too much now. What is your listen?
20.
You're instantly gonna go mad.
So it's a critical success. Okay. You suddenly hear almost like a scratching, like a very low scratching, and then you hear like the suits in the cabinet sort of topple against each other and fall down to the floor.
Boy. Are they like they're in the main room where just me and Bianchi are?
They are in the main room where you and Bianchi are, yes, but they're in sort of the big sort of storage lockers that they're housed in.
Sort of perks up, just goes over to the locker to see if he's just tripping or if there's really some noise coming from suits.
Yeah, how about you give me a spot hidden there?
I guess the one that I actually have. That's failed, of course.
Okay. Alright. Yes. Well, you don't really see anything then. But give me 1 second here. Because there we go. Because you did not really. So you can just do that on your own time. So what's the rest of the crew doing? The other part.
Walter has
Just chilling.
nothing to do.
Just chilling.
Walter has nothing to do. He had plans, and people told him no, so he's just reading and.
I assume a suit falling over would make enough noise for us to hear. Especially since we're like bored at this point.
You want to hear things so much.
Yeah. I want to go insane, dude. It's called Cthulhu.
Let me see.
I can roll with a disadvantage. What are you planning? You're plotting and I don't like it.
There we go. Okay. But yeah, no. You are free to. Well, do you just go back to your desk, or do you try to? What do you do with the suits?
I'm just gonna chalk this up to anxiety, overactive imagination, and whatnot. I'm just gonna go back to my station.
Yep, that's fine. I assume you close the lockers, or do you just keep them open?
Yeah, close.
Yep. Okay. So, time goes on. Do the rest of you just sit back there, or?
Well, at this point, I assume that I've bothered God enough. If he's going to act, he will act. And if he doesn't, well, it's God's will. So I'll basically be doing checkups of equipment. Just the general checkup if anything's broken, because the power was off for a while, and
So just
just want to
general.
make sure everything is
Okay, so like engines
ready
and
if
stuff like that, or?
yeah.
Okay.
I'll
Well,
basically go back to front
okay.
on the sub.
Give me a mechanical repair then.
And that is a success, I believe. Hold on. Yes, it is. Barely, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you inspect things. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to inspect, so that'll take some time. In the meantime, what is Walter doing? Is he just?
At this point, Walter will now stomp out of the living quarters and go into the crawl space.
Okay. That's fine. He's allowed to. You're just sitting there staring out at the sand 2 feet in front of the window. Then I suppose
Something
there's
might
not.
come along. I don't know.
Yeah.
And
I
us,
don't know.
none of those
Little-
bunch of assholes are there, so
Little
something.
shrimp just
But
comes
by
say
the way,
hi.
do you have the exterior lights on, or are they off? The rest of you.
What?
Well,
Are the exterior lights to the sub on or are they off?
Oh, well, if I know how to turn them off, I would.
Okay, yeah, well then they're off. I mean, that's like a switch. It's not.
Mm.
So then it's complete darkness down there. I assume you
I
could
mean-
like with your flashlight out the window, sort of, but it's not gonna be very efficient.
He can ask for the lights to be turned on if he needs them.
He will ask them. Commander, if you please, if we're just going to sit here, I wish to do at least something, so perhaps I can observe the outside world.
Sure. He just puts the lights on.
Okay.
Thank you.
A few more hours go by, and let me do a roll here for Monsieur Kelly.
Please don't dodge, please don't dodge.
Yeah, Kelly seemed to come a bit too. He's been sort of in his drugged out, sort of half asleep state for maybe 3 or 4 hours at this point. He sort of gets up and moves toward the front of the sub, seeming quite sort of a mix between sort of embarrassment and complete sort of terror still. So he's not in a good headspace, but he at least seems to be somewhat cogent again.
Yep, upon seeing him up, Nathaniel will perk up. Go like, Kelly, feeling better?
Probably.
Are you feeling well enough to pilot?
I'd rather move than sit here anyway. I don't think it's gonna get.
Yeah, I don't think anyone will have any complaints on that. We're just... Walter is outside of the sub, right? No, or is he in the crawl
He's in the
space?
crawl space.
Yeah, and Jack is outside?
no, I'm checking from the
He's
inside.
in the engines
Oh,
and
okay,
stuff
okay.
but he is in the other room. But like, there's the engines and stuff.
Just checking to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
If you're not feeling any side effects from the meds the doctor gave you, I don't see any issue, so take us away.
Sir. What bearing? Are we just going back to the surface?
Bianchi, did you pinpoint the location, the source of that signal?
He just takes his like pen and just sort of taps his notebook, and it just goes, yeah, it's coming from here. And it just sort of gives you bearings.
Yep. I will show it to Kelly. We need to check this out first.
Gotcha. Okay, I will take us there then. And he just gets to the sort of helm of the sub and starts powering up engines and whatnot. And well, Jack, you, as you're sort of fiddling and checking things, you suddenly like the engines just turn on while you're fiddling back there.
Oh, are we moving?
Evidently.
All right then. Next time, give me a heads up. Could have lost a finger there.
What were you doing with the engines?
Just general checkup. See if everything's working. Clearly it is, but okay.
Alright. Sorry about that. Didn't
It's
know
fine.
you were back
It's
there.
fine. I'll go back to the main room to check on Kelly, since if we're moving,
Yeah,
I'm
I mean
going
he's
to assume
at
he's
the
awake. So.
yeah he's at the helm, so he has moved down here to the helm, and he is currently sort of staring. He's you can sort of hear the pumps and everything working for the ballast tanks, and you can Walter can see that the sub is slowly rising before the propellers start and the sub starts moving.
Ah, Kelly. Good to see you up. How are you feeling?
Like shit, but I'll try to get through it.
Well, you look better. I'm glad God was merciful.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have a mirror. And he just fiddles with the controls.
Yeah, he's back to good old Kelly, all right.
So looking over looking in general over the area with the suits, because I know there are
Well,
some
they're
sensitive things
lockers.
in there.
They're lockers.
Yeah, the lockers. Just because I know someone here they have an incentive to mess with them. I'm just gonna check if they've been messed with.
And I took that personally.
Okay, well, you can open the
Yep.
cabinet, yeah, and you see that they have sort of toppled over. The suits, yeah, but the compartments are still on.
Walter,
Walter can't hear you.
where's the doctor?
Oh.
He should be in his viewing area.
By the way, how about you give me a spot hidden there, Jack?
Oh, I see nothing.
Okay.
I mean, is this something I can push? I don't think so. But no, it isn't.
Well, I will. Just give me a second.
Is it something obvious enough that I see?
I will send you a message.
Is it something that might change what I'm about to say, or
Probably.
I was
Or
basically
it's a possibility. Yeah.
okay. I'll wait.
Don't you just love it when the ST goes to the DMs?
Oof. Hurts. I also like that in view of a private message that might be terrifying, I have a gif of a smiley face going happy days and dancing because Seb likes to troll me.
There we go. And Walter's just chilling down in his observation room,
Alright.
just.
Okay, should I roll this before I roleplay, or?
Yep. Oh yeah, definitely.
So let me just recheck what it is. Should they be private rolls, just in case?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So that would be.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Yeah, both. Okay. Do you want to send me something in private, or
Yeah.
can this see?
Yeah, I'll just do them one at a time.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay. Sorry for holding up the game, guys.
It's
I will
fine.
never forgive you.
And it's part of the game.
Yes.
Two kinds of people.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just one question.
Yeah, that's fine. This will make for a riveting video where I can put the DMs back and forth on screen. Maybe I'll have to add some voiceover, who knows.
And
I'll
here
do
you
some voice
see the
acting for this
majestic
after.
role player.
He's
In
in
his
his
natural
natural
habitat.
habitat. Look at him typing vigorously in his DMs. This little guy really knows what he's doing.
Humans have evolved for millions of years. And the final result is two douchebags speaking in DMs. Playing pretend. What a fascinating outcome.
So you can do a sort of
Shh.
voice effect.
I didn't want to do it.
You were
It's,
asked
it's a bad one.
last week.
Yeah, but it's a bad one.
Alright.
Here we see the young player exhibiting his insecurities.
There are many among those types called the role player.
Most of them referred to as douche.
You do refer to yourself that way.
I do, thank you very much.
There we go. Now, what is Nathaniel doing? Oh, Jack, you want to do something?
Yeah, basically what happens is Jack opens the locker, kind of looks, asks the question about Walter, and then just goes, well, have you... Did you move the suits?
No, just took a quick look at them a moment before. I thought I heard a noise, but it was nothing.
Yeah, well, I should probably put them back up, and I'm gonna, straighten them back up.
Let me roll for something. Yeah, never mind. Let's go. Continue.
Has my luck permeated the SD corner?
Nah,
So
well,
Walter.
yeah. So Walter is downstairs in his little
Yeah.
cubby. He
Walter
can't
is
hear
not
you.
aware of anything
He can't
unless
hear
you
you.
like intercom him or anything.
Yeah.
So
You can only intercom him from the sort of helm station at the front, or like the comm station, I suppose, at the side instead of the helm. But yeah, I mean, if nobody's talking to anyone, the sub glides through the water, and at this point, Bianchi again motions for you to come over to listen, and assuming you want to listen to the signal.
Yeah, I can try.
Yeah, no, this time you hear it clearly because now you're closer, and it's clear that it's Morse and that it's SOS just repeating over and over and over. Yeah, but it seems like it's Morse being played over and over by. Actually, give me you have mechanical repair, right?
Let me see. I should electrical repair, mechanical repair. Yep.
Yeah, give me mechanical repair.
Oof, this should be good. I have 70 in mech repairs, so this is...
So it's a hard success. It's not a critical. It's a critical is like a fifth of the score. So, but it's a
I'll
hard
take
success. Yeah. So you think the signal is made, like the sound is made by you not being close and being able to hear it. It's like the signal is sort of it's a bit weird because it's almost as if somebody is starting and stopping a like a pump is what it sounds like. It's like you can sort of hear it's like clear sound of like machinery, but it's you can't quite hear what kind of machinery it is. You're not that close yet, but you are definitely close to the sort of point of origin at this point. So you can hear that it's some sort of machinery making the sound, and that you think it's probably a pump or something like that that's making that.
Yeah, I think we're getting pretty close. It sounds like it's made by some sort of machine, probably a pump, but I guess we'll see soon enough.
Yeah, how about you give me an echolocation now? Assuming you sit there by the station.
Sonar, yes. Yet.
It's just a regular failure, right? It's not a horrific one.
Yeah, I just missed
no,
the
that's
thought in the corner.
yeah, no, that's still okay. It's not like you're going to miss this. Okay, why is it not letting me send this on Discord, I wonder? There we go. And it hits you like a sore thumb.
Is this like right below us now?
Yes.
Alright, Kelly, bring her to a stop.
Kelly just suddenly stops. Sort of.
It looks like it's like a sub down there.
Do we feel the sub stop?
Well, not really, because it's sort of gliding to a stop, but you can hear the sort of engines stop, and then the engines going in reverse as the propellers are going in reverse. So that you can hear, but you don't feel it.
Commander, why have we stopped?
There's something below us. Looks like a sub from here. And it looks like it's
when Nathaniel says this, Jack's face just goes pale. Okay, do we have to investigate?
We should. It looks like it's crashed. Can I show them the?
Oh yeah. No, you can show them.
I'm gonna share it with them.
Yeah, you can just put it in general, or in under pressure, I guess.
Under pressure.
I don't get paid enough to do your job, Sebastian.
So I am going to do it. Fine.
Too late. I already did it.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Yeah, we need to take a closer look at this. Or how are the suits?
I mean, they're in fine condition. And they toppled over, but one of them is missing. Glass was compromised on the front, so poor vision. But only one person needs to go down there, so I guess.
Right. Do we have like tools and materials to sort of for emergency repairs for stuff like that?
No, nothing of that sort.
So basically,
I mean, you
we're
have like
gonna have,
spanners and wrenches and stuff, but that's
but no like
probably
parts. Or,
No.
yeah.
No.
You'd need something to basically prevent the glass from breaking, or a replacement for the glass, which we do not have here.
Yeah, we did not intend on
even
two
if we did,
clumsies just wrecking them completely.
Tearing
I'll
out
Uh,
get in the
cables
fucking
and
suit and
tearing
do it
out
yourself.
tearing
Ass.
out
I
tearing
put
out
the orders
communications cables, and yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's a fucking mess.
I'm just
It's
saying my suit is in perfect condition. That's all I'm saying.
it's the dive leader who's just wrecking it. Yeah.
the U.S. government will send you the bill, but
Yeah.
yes, I suppose in that case we'll just have Jack go alone in the non-wrecked suit that still has the comms.
Well, I'll warn Walter. Doctor? I'll basically open the hatch.
Yes. Still not talking to any info. Yes.
Something was spotted on the sonar. I'm going out to have a look.
What was it?
A sub, from what it looks like, wrecked. I'm
All
going
right.
to have a look, see if if there is anything of interest,
Sure.
and I'll close the hatch. Well, since I'm going outside, I kind of have to, move or at least empty the container on the back of the unbroken suit, correct?
Well, you don't have to. You can if you want.
There's no need for it, and it's against my express orders.
Okay, fair. In that case,
So you just take
get
it
in the
with
suit.
with the
With the mushroom on my back, which I'm not super happy about.
let me.
Here we go again.
Here we go again.
Yeah, you can wreck the other suit now as well.
Yeah. I'll hip thrust the sub into
Yep.
submission.
No. Go ahead.
Okay.
You're leaving with.
Yeah, I'm putting on the suit while they lower the vessel, probably.
Okay.
So.
That's
Sounds
fine.
shenanigans.
Okay, that is fine. You get into the chamber. You cycle. You get on the outside. I mean, at this point, the sub or the Norton isn't really facing the other sub, but I assume
It's easy to find.
you want that to do that, or do you not want to do that, Commander Nathaniel?
Come again?
Do you want to face the other sub? Sort of, illuminate it somewhat?
Oh yeah, that would be a good idea.
Okay. Yeah, well then Kelly will sort of maneuver it in the right way, and then down in the cubby hole you can instantly see the massive, what seems to be sort of downed submarine that is laying sort of in the sort of half submerged into the sort of muddy sort of ground here. Give me a spot hidden.
Who?
Walter.
Yeah, see like little tentacles.
You know what? I hope finally discover something.
Be more interesting than not dissecting the goddamn mushroom.
Oh,
You see nothing.
You do not notice the giant Yogg-Sothoth avatar just rising from this thing.
Just
the dry way in which you said that, Sebastian. You see nothing.
just Cthulhu using
think-
the submarine as a toothpick. Just
Look,
don't
look.
see it.
It's your hopes and dreams getting up.
But yeah,
I think
I
Seb
mean,
at this point is like, we don't notice anything, and he's just like, oh, whatever.
well, I mean, to be fair, you'd have noticed the sub, and something that is obvious is the fact that it has a massive sort of hole ripped out of the side of it. That is obvious.
Okay. Walter is going to scramble out of his hole and climb up. He's going to go to the
Give me
comm
a spot
station.
hidden.
What?
As
Walter?
soon as you go out, yes, as soon as he opens the hatch, give me a spot hidden.
Whoa.
Let's see if you can notice Nyarlathotep in there with us.
You fail completely. You just don't notice the huge eye.
Is that another fail?
Might not be. No, it's not. Phew.
I
Yeah.
was starting to worry about you guys. There is seawater like all over the floor here.
Commander?
Yes?
Am I already in the hatch?
Oh, you're outside, yeah.
Okay.
There's water.
What do you mean?
I mean, there's water all over the floor. Surely you can see that. Is something leaking? What's happening?
Do I see the water?
You see the water, yeah.
Oh, fuck. There. Maybe the hatch, or we didn't hit anything.
I mean, I was down there for most of this, so was there nothing? I mean, obviously, I didn't hear anything in terms of crashing, but nothing happened up here that would, explain this.
I just start scrambling to see if there's any visible breaches or leaks.
Do I hear this conversation over the comms?
Well, not unless they talk over the comms.
Okay,
At this point, it doesn't
So
seem like
it's
they are.
a toggle thing. It's a
Well,
button.
well, it's more like it's a microphone thing that they have to talk
Okay,
into.
okay.
If they're just talking in the general room, you don't pick it up. But yeah, so there's generally just a lot of seawater on the floor, and I'll give a general area. There's a general amount of water just like around this area here.
How high, or a puddle kind of?
Oh, just puddle onto the floor, sort of like if you'd had a couple of buckets of water that you just sort of poured onto the floor.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump onto the comms real quick. Tanner, since you're out there, can you go around the sub real quick, see if there are any visible hull breaches?
Yeah, I can. Is something wrong? Do you see water pouring in?
We have some water on the floor inside. I don't see any leaks yet. I'll check, but I'd also like you to check on the outside. Doesn't look big, but maybe you do find where it's getting in.
All right. I'll basically circle the entire sub, looking for leaks or any like obvious punctures.
Give me a
Because if
mechanical
it's
repair.
not obvious from the inside, it's probably somewhat obvious from the outside.
Well, it's
So-
possible. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you'll probably see like air bubbles and stuff like that on the outside that you wouldn't really catch on the inside.
Exactly. Though the light, I don't know if I could see them, but worth spot hidden. Oh well, it's a success.
Mechanical repair. Yeah.
Mechanical, I believe that's also a success. It's a regular success.
Okay. Well, it takes you some time. You go over. So what is the rest of you doing on the inside while he's...
I'm also running around trying to see if there are any breaches or leaks.
Okay, well you can roll me the same. What is Walter doing while all this is going down?
I mean, Walter is just going to close the hatch door, but he's not really trained for any of this, so he's just kind of standing there.
Mm-hmm.
Mine should also be a regular success. I am at 70.
Okay, yep, that's fine. So the two of you spend maybe 15-20 minutes or so looking for fissures, anything like that. Find nothing.
Commander, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Did you find anything?
No damage outside. Has the water level risen at all?
Has it?
No more water on the inside.
No, it's stable, and I didn't find any leaks inside it.
Water. I'll get back to you if something comes up. And Misty, can I roll idea? I believe that was a thing we spoke about.
Yep, sure.
Where is it? Yeah, there we go.
Like you just wanna...
Yeah, I want to basically try to figure out where the water could have come from.
Mm-hmm.
If it's enough water to be noticeable, I mean, because that is just a success.
Mm-hmm. Well, the only thing you can really think of is the fact that it must have come from you guys opening the hatch, because it's like below the exit hatch. So that's the only thing that makes sense to you.
It might be a problem with the hatch. Usually it doesn't do this, but it's possible that some water might have come in when we were rushing in and out of the sub. Just check the hatch from the inside, see if it's all isolated.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'll go have a look.
I mean, you don't have to roll again. You can use the success from before. And while you're doing this, Bianchi is just going over and sitting on the comms, is being very obsessed with what he's doing, and Kelly is just like pacing again. He's looking very... Actually, I want to roll sanity for him, because now that there's water and people are freaking out, and he wasn't doing too well before.
Oh God, what did he... Is it another 100?
It's not another 100. It's just a 94. So
Oh
I'm
my
going to... It's
God.
another critical fail. But yeah, I'm going to have to roll to see what happens. Okay, he just shuts down. He just sits down and just doesn't do anything. He just shuts down. Yep.
Do I notice he's freaking out again?
Give me a spot hidden.
Can I roll for this as well? Just
Yes.
because Walter is not even doing anything, he's just kind
Yes.
of standing there.
That is perfect.
I think this is a critical.
Probably.
What's up, everybody? It's
No,
critical.
Walter is like, nah.
Well, assuming that you have less than a 60, it is a critical. Otherwise, it's a hard success.
I've got 55 in spot hidden.
Oh yeah, then it is actually exactly critical. Yep. So I mean, you notice that he just seems to be just sort of sitting there staring out into space.
Kelly, he just sort of snaps his fingers, try to get his attention.
He's not reacting.
Oh, good God, what's gotten into you, Doctor?
Yes.
I think Kelly's not reacting well again.
All right. Well, let me take a look. I feel like I have to try psychology at this point.
Yep, you can do that.
Don't know how well that's gonna go. Not well.
Is that
I
just
know
a fail,
nothing.
or?
I don't know how much I have to go over.
Is it double?
Well, it's like if you have 40, for instance, then it's like you have 60 of failure, right? So then a 70 would be a hard fail, for instance, right? So
Okay, I think at this point it's just a fail.
I'll double check for you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yes, it is just a failure. But yeah, he just does not react to anything you say. He's like completely sort of catatonic, just like shut down, just sitting there staring into space.
Look, I'm not a doctor of the mind, if you will. I don't really know what's wrong. Sorry.
Can you snap him out of it somehow?
Can I roll medicine?
Yes, but I mean, it's gonna require a spectacular feat of medicine for you to figure out what to do.
Yeah, no.
Roll a 1. Roll a 1.
Don't say that. I'm gonna do the opposite.
51.
Not amazing.
It is a
Okay.
success, but it's you don't really know what to do.
I don't know. Sorry, this is beyond what I've experienced. Or I have no idea.
Can you give him something so he goes to sleep again, maybe, and then when he wakes up, he'll be better?
I can try.
Just give him a very small dose. We don't need him being out of it for another 2 hours. Besides,
Okay.
if something goes wrong, we need to get out of here.
All right. Well, if he even functions at that point, because right now he's just gonna do that in
Yep.
front of Kelly's face. I'm assuming nothing.
Yeah, no, nothing. He just
Yeah, he doesn't react at all. So I don't know if a little sleep is going to fix him, but sure, I can give him something. Probably the best I can do.
Yeah,
so just
let's just hope it works.
Can I even move him?
yeah, I
just
mean,
catatonic?
he would. Yeah, I mean, he is sitting in a chair, so I'm like, you could just drag him along on the chair if you don't feel like. Otherwise, you'll have to carry him, and you need help with that.
Yeah, Walter is not the carrying type.
So will you just drag him? I mean, he's not dignified, but
Yeah,
okay.
Well,
sure.
I can
Is
help.
this screeching along?
I mean, yeah, sure. Like, Commander, a hand.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Well, you don't have to roll if there's two of you, and you just sort of carry him along and place
Oh,
him back
great.
on the bed where he
Poor
was
Kelly, man.
40 minutes
Yeah,
ago.
really poor Kelly.
He's not having a great time.
Like we're here interacting with giant sea creatures and seeing like eldritch horrors, and Kelly's just sitting in a sub, and he goes crazy twice
Just freaking out at
because
water.
the lights were turned off, and we put him in that situation twice. Like what the hell?
Well, coming back from the medical.
Yeah, sorry. Can I just specify? I give him like half the dose.
Give
That
him
you
a
gave him
quarter of
before?
the dose.
I give him.
That you gave him before?
I'm the
Or?
doctor here. Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Yep. Okay. At which point, when you come back through to the front section of the sub, give me a spot hidden.
Oh my
You mean the both
god.
of us?
Both of you.
God. Please just not listen again. Hey, super.
I
Wow,
spot nothing.
I succeeded actually. Wow.
Yeah, you don't see anything.
And moi?
Nah, you don't see anything.
Are you fucking kidding me? You absolute douchebag.
Well, he is a
Everything,
troll.
everything is fine.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna start moving towards the sub.
He's
And
hunting DMs, isn't he?
Yeah, well,
Just-
you move toward the other sub, yeah.
and over the comms, I'm just gonna say, Commander, if with your permission, I'll start investigating.
Yes, go ahead.
Hopefully, I don't get a situation where I have to turn off the comms again. Wasn't the most comfortable situation.
Yeah, let's hope not. And try not to get the visors damaged either.
Yeah, yeah. Just keep talking to me, all right?
Yeah, I'm here.
And go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to ask if Walter can basically put on Kelly's headphones just to listen in on the conversation.
Yeah, I'm. Yes, of course. Yeah.
Join the party.
This do I notice the damage?
No, the damage is obvious. It's a massive sort of hole in the side. Actually, as you get close, you can also do a spot hidden. Somebody needs to succeed at a spot
That
hidden.
is that might no that is not. Hold on. I am willing to push this for the sake of the story.
Okay, push it.
The party where no one sees anything.
Hold on, I just need to check because it's quite a bit, but I'm willing to push it. Right, so
Taking one
that
for the
gives
team.
me this, and that's barely a success. Yeah, that's just a regular success. Yeah.
So it's a success. So are you pushing or are you not pushing?
I am pushing. It turns into a success because I pushed, and it was.
Oh, so you
I'll
did.
just
Okay,
look at
so
my luck.
okay, so did you? Okay, okay, so you didn't push the action. You just used luck.
Oh, can I re-roll it?
Yes,
Is that a thing?
that is
Okay.
pushing, is re-rolling. But if you even if you succeed, something bad still happens while you succeed at it. But if you fail, it's like catastrophic bad shit happens.
Okay, in that case, yeah, I'm just gonna use luck.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm not
Okay.
suicidal yet.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I succeed. What do I see?
You see the fact that around the big hole, you see these like scratches in the hole that sort of go around sort of the hole, which sort of you see them in sort of like spirals around all the way around the sub in different sort of some of the scratches are bigger than others, it seems like, but they are like you see them forming like spirals around the sub.
And it's around the entire sub or around the damaged area?
Around the entire sub. It doesn't seem to have anything specific to do with the hole, the circles that you can see.
Oh, if this thing isn't in the best condition, it's not gonna get out of here anytime soon, and there's that's odd.
What is?
Sub is covered in scratches, in spirals.
What kind of scratches? Could you be quite descriptive about them, if possible?
I'll take a picture, but I take a picture with the camera I have in the suit, and there are spirals all over the surface of the sub.
Is there any sort of substance maybe stuck in one of those scratches as far as you can see? Maybe, a little skin or anything to examine.
I don't know, Doctor. And are there any creatures that make spiral shapes when they scratch things?
Not that I know of, but that's why it would be great if you could find some sort of sample for me to examine.
Roll me natural world, actually.
Me? Or
The
'cause I
only
don't have
person who has any need to
Okay.
roll natural world. And that would be Walter.
Suddenly find out that I find out nothing.
You find nothing.
I mean, you were correct in your assertion that you do not know of anything that does this. Yeah. Not only that, but
I know
you're
nothing apparently.
incredibly sure that nothing exists that can do this. Yeah.
I'm so sure I'm ready to give back my diploma at this point. Um,
Because you have a
I
75,
just-
right? No, what's your natural world? Because it is a critical,
yeah,
isn't it? Yeah, yeah, it is.
it is
It's still a critical.
75, I
I
believe.
just love how you were like, I'm sure I'll find out that rolls the 95. Nothing. I'll find out nothing.
Oh yeah.
That is the life.
Right. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they are odd. It's well. I'd wager it's man-made. Maybe.
Well,
I don't know.
have you looked on the side if there's, as I said, any sort of skin residue or anything stuck
I
in
don't
there?
see
Sometimes
anything like
animals
that.
get damaged if they do such a thing.
I don't see anything like that, but I can check a bit closer. Hold on. And I'm basically gonna use the damage to the sub and any other anchor points I can find to basically, get a bit higher and examine some of the scratches that I can't reach a bit closer. I assume I find nothing eye level.
Yeah, I mean there's just a massive hole, and obviously like you can see the inside of the submarine through the hole because it goes sort of it's only a hole on one side, not on the other, so it's like one side of the
So it's
sub
like
that has the side
side
torn
of the
out of
sub
it.
has been ripped.
Yes, it's been like torn out of it. Um, Although I mean when you get close you can see that it's like it's been crushed in and probably ripped off, sort of like crush rip, sort of more than a like a tear or
So not a torpedo explosion.
no. It seems like it seems like a crush, and then from the crush itself, like the metal's been
It
ripped, and
tore.
then yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So it's basically the tears are aiming inwards,
yeah,
essentially.
yes, that would be fair to say, yeah. And I mean that's what you notice, and everybody on the inside, give me a spot hidden inside of the sub.
Please succeed.
I wish I could. I'm physically incapable of such a thing.
Don't roll
What
another
is this
95.
success you speak of? I don't know.
Oh, you don't.
I know nothing. At this point, my character's name is Jon Snow.
Okay. Well, I will roll for Bianchi publicly just to make sure that if this is meant to
Okay.
be, you'll get.
Does
I
Nathaniel?
know. I
Oh,
may notice
I rolled
something.
for I rolled for Kelly, but it is supposed to be Bianchi. But yep. He
I also
actually.
succeeded. I also did it. I also did it.
Yes.
I
Yes.
succeeded.
You did.
Wow.
Yep.
You did.
You did as well. Bianchi like jumps halfway out of his seat, just like super startled, and just points toward the direction of the medical ward, and just goes, "What was that?" And that's what he
What?
does.
What was what?
I saw something moving.
Moving.
Yeah. I look there, and do I notice anything with my
With
superior roll?
cockroaches, mice? Are there things like that on these sort of subs? Is that possible?
I mean, there shouldn't be.
Definitely something moving over there.
Is everything all right?
Hold on, I just have to check something out.
All right.
Do I notice anything?
Yeah,
with
you
my
also
superior
think
role?
you also think you noticed something moving out.
What the hell? I'm just gonna grab that flashlight just in case and then go have a closer look.
Okay.
Just
Do
in case
you?
there are any poorly illuminated crooks and nannies.
Yes. Well, the door to the back is open, so it could be in by the engine somewhere. There's a lot of like, what's happening with the stairs? It's like you've got like horror lighting over there, like blinking. What's going on?
Sorry, what?
Oh, it's the
That's the
fireworks that's doing it.
window. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was like, what is that? It looked like it looks like a staircase for me. So I was like, who's like turning on and off a flashlight upstairs, like down the staircase? Okay, gotcha. It's
Yeah, it's the axe murderer who came to visit and be like, nee, 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 nee.
gotcha. Okay.
No, I think the
I'm going to. Oh, you're busy. I'll come.
Doing Morse code with.
yeah.
Yeah.
Notice me, senpai.
Guys, end the session.
Um,
I'm busy. Work.
But yeah,
yeah, I
it's
think
not.
it's the neighbors doing.
It's not super
Fireworks.
distracting right now, but I mean, you could probably just mute your microphone if it.
I did
Yeah. Okay.
mute for a second, like before you asked.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
It's your fault, Seb. It's your fault. Sorry.
Yeah,
This is
well,
fine.
it's my fault.
Edit it out.
Okay. Yeah, it's again the glorious power of the edit. So, back to it. Yep, you see it, and I mean, Bianchi and you both saw that it was sort of, you saw it in sort of the corner of your eye, scurrying in the direction of the medical, in sort of the back of the sub, I suppose.
Yeah, with flashlight in hand, I'll go check it out.
Okay. Bianchi is definitely not going in that direction. He's really freaked out.
I am fearless.
Yep. Walter, what is Walter doing? Is he standing by?
Well, he was kind of waiting for Hannah to give him some information. But then this happened. I mean, the commander checking this, like, I don't think he needs backup. At least Walter doesn't think. So, yeah, he's going to wait for Tanner to get a closer look and maybe tell him if there's any sort of residue.
Yep, that's fine. Alright, well, as you move toward the back of the sub, Nathaniel, what are you doing?
Just illuminating with the flashlight along the floor to make sure there's nothing down in the poorly illuminated nooks and crannies.
Yep, you can roll a spot hidden for me.
Do I get an advantage?
Sure, since you have the flashlight. Sure, I'll give you an advantage.
Good thing I asked. Nice.
Yes, you look around. You can't really see anything out of the ordinary, but you definitely think that you've been through all the sort of nooks and crannies that you can see back there.
Doesn't seem to be anything here.
He
Weird.
probably just, close space, high stress.
Yeah, I think we're all just on edge.
Likely.
And with that, he's just gonna turn it off, head back to his station.
So, what about those marks, Hannah?
You're back. All right. Yeah. I didn't see any tissue or anything like that. I did notice something though.
What?
The damage is, well, Commander, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you know what could make a hole like this? Because it doesn't look like it was a torpedo or anything like that.
A hole. I mean, I can't really see it.
There's a huge hole in the side of the sub, like it's been torn out.
Commander, if you really want to see it, you can see it from the cubby hole, I believe. I have seen it myself.
Well, can I actually see it?
Now, if you go
I
down
just-
there, sure.
Okay, well, sure, I'll take a look. Stand by. And he goes
Yep.
into our favorite part of the sub, the crawl space.
Yeah. Yep. You see the big hole in the side of the submarine. You see the submarine sort of resting, sort of a bit, tilted on onto the back of it, onto the uneven, sort of muddy, sandish ground that it's resting on.
Yeah.
Yep.
And as for the actual hole, can I make any details out?
Well, you can. Well, roll a spot hidden then, I guess, to see how much you spot.
Ooh, I do
Yeah, so
spot indeed.
you'd get most of the details that Tanner has already gotten. The hole seems to be. It does not seem to be the sort of hole you would expect an explosion. It seems more like and sort of the rapid deep pressurizing the sub that would usually tend to sort of just like break it outright rather than create a nice hole like that. And you can tell that it's sort of again sort of compress, rip rather than like a tear or an explosion that opens it.
I have no idea what could have done that. I mean, it wasn't from any ordinary weaponry. Maybe they crashed into something. I don't know.
Does he have a way to talk to me from down there?
Well, he can talk to the comm up there,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
comm up there can talk to you.
Yes, I can just we can play.
Yeah.
What's the game called?
Telephone.
Yeah. Walter, relay it.
Walter relays it.
Well, great
Yeah.
ARP.
Yeah, well, I found it odd, but, well, ask the commander if I should check inside.
Tanner is asking if you should check inside.
Yeah, tell him to go inside. We've come this far.
Yes, Tanner, go inside.
Lord protect me. I need a vacation. And, Jack basically starts climbing inside.
I'm gonna scurry back out into the main room.
Can Walter go and check on Kelly?
Yes. So you're
what
going back.
is
Well,
he
you wanna.
Yes.
How do you want to check on him exactly?
Psychology, yes. Try.
Oh, I mean, he's completely knocked out. There's not really any psychology you can do
Oh.
on him. He's knocked out. But I mean, you
Okay,
can do a medical check on him if you want.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, I wanted to see if he's even awake or anything, but yeah, okay. If he's
Yeah.
unconscious, then sure. Oh, okay. That didn't suck.
That is a regular or.
Probably. I don't know. I have 75.
Oh, it's a hard success then.
Oh.
Yep. You notice as you sort of move around, sort of just checking up on him, that he's got a very unstable pulse. A pulse which is it's weird to you. It's like he's got like a double pulse going. It's like he's got his heart going, and then there's a much weaker pulse as well going at the same time.
Not like a stethoscope or anything in this place.
Yeah, I'm assuming that that's what you're using to even
Oh,
catch
okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, and
I'm literally
again,
taking the pulse.
yeah, with the hard success, you sort of manage to see that he's got like a lump on like his shoulder under his sort of clothes.
Okay. Can Walter cut the shirt there to examine the lump?
Yes. Cutting it like to reveal it sort of reveals one. It's like the rising from his shoulder is one of these mushrooms that you got from the structure, but in where the stem of the mushroom would go, it's like a tangle of tentacles have opened up at the bottom of the stem, and they're just like enclosing around his sort of shoulder portion, and you see it sort of like pulsing the mushroom, and you have to give me a sanity.
That was so accurate.
You wanted to dissect it, you bastard.
Not Kelly, but I mean, now who knows?
Well, field experiments. Here we go.
Oh boy.
Hmm.
Drop that sanity.
That's another fail, isn't it? How
Oh,
bad
yeah.
of a fail is it?
I think it's a normal, just a regular old fail.
I'll double check. Yes, it is. Lucky for you, there's no sort of chance of you going amnesia and just like, just go away. I pretend I never saw this, so there's no chance of that. Well, do a d6 reduction. Sanity.
Just that I love how I'm basically tanking all this sanity damage, and Quincy is basically like a rapper dropping mixtapes called Sanity every fucking 5 seconds.
One more sanity dropped.
I mean, that's not
Could have been worse.
certainly. Okay, well, seeing this, Quincy is literally going to like fall back, like, what in the name of Jesus?
Everybody hears this on the sub.
Yeah, I just emerged from the crawl space. Like, what happened?
Walter would like to grab like a scalpel or something if there is such a thing in the equipment.
Yeah.
Look, don't approach too close, but do look.
I do look.
Yep.
Do
You
I see
see the lump-like shape sort of undulating on the shoulder of the
And if I may-
previous Kelly. And
And
just,
if I may save the ST some time, roll Sanity.
yes, roll me sanity.
So just okay. Oof. That's good. Do I like regain sanity now?
Captain is like, oh well.
Huh.
Yeah, no,
reminds me
you
of my
you
wife's
don't take
cooking.
any sanity damage. You're okay.
Okay. That looks weird.
I say, and terrifying.
I mean, how did it? I mean, he passed all medical checks when he was coming aboard. I don't see how that could have developed so fast.
Well, I don't think it's the medical checks. You see, that is the mushroom. That is the mushroom, and
What?
I don't know how.
The mushroom?
That is the mushroom, and some tentacles, which I don't quite understand. The mushroom did not have tentacles before. I I don't know. I feel like I should examine this.
I mean, it looks like a regular tumor to me. Are you sure? Did you take anything, doctor?
What? No,
Are you,
that's.
did you use any medication recently, maybe for your nerves or something? Because to me, that mushrooms, what?
No. That's. What are you talking about? That's. You can clearly see. Are you completely blind?
I just sort of approach closer, look at it like,
Careful!
"N- look,
Jesus,
it's just a, it's a growth, but it's not a mushroom.
I still see the mushroom, right?
Yep. Yeah, you see the mushroom. And Bianchi is just doesn't even want to like peek his head in almost. He's closing the door to the medical and he's closed it.
What sort of sick joke are you playing, Commander?
Dr.
If
Quincy, this is no time for jokes. Now
I
tell me,
am
did you
not,
or did you not take anything?
I did not take anything. If anything, I have to question whether you have eyes that actually work, because I believe it is really hard not to notice the mushroom and the tentacles.
Doctor, I would advise you to mind your tone. And he just sort of takes the flashlight, points it at the thing, just illuminates that tumor really well. It does not look like a mushroom to me.
Okay, I don't know what you're playing at, but if you're not willing to engage, then leave. I perhaps declare this as a quarantine. If you believe you're not seeing anything, then perhaps you can leave. Although I would advise you against it, because who knows what is happening on that man's shoulder.
He sort of turns off the flashlight, sort of crouches down beside Quincy. Doctor, I think this whole journey has taken a considerable toll on your mental well-being. I think you've just experienced a whole lot very quickly, and I think you need to just rest. Just take a break, okay?
Right, I will rest. You go back to your duties then, I suppose.
Look, doctor, this is an order. I need you to take one of those. Like, I assume you have something to calm your nerves. I
I
think
will not take such a thing.
I will
I
take it,
am.
and you will take it, because we are all clearly on edge right now. And
I
we could
don't
really
think.
use something to take the edge off. So again, I will repeat myself. This is an order, doctor. We
I
need to.
am the medical doctor on this vessel, sir, and I advise against meddling with our brain chemistry right now. If anything, we should be absolutely aware of everything that is going on,
With
I
all due
believe.
respect, doctor, you're seeing mushrooms.
Because it's there. I am quite concerned that you do not see it.
At this point, I open the door to the main room and I go, Dr. Bianchi, I need you in here for a second.
Yes, right. Second opinion, or third, I suppose, at this case.
Bianchi walks in, just very. He's like taking one tiny step at a time into the room, sort of looking in, and going, you need my help with what exactly? I'm not a medical person.
Just, just come over here. Just take a quick look at Kelly and just tell me, what do you see? What is that on his shoulder? What does it look like to you?
Uh, and he looks at it, he's like, oh my, I parasites, some kind, leech maybe, mushroom, something like that. I don't know.
Yes,
You, you're telling me it looks like a mushroom to you.
Yeah. Well, sort of. Not really. I mean, mushrooms don't really have tentacles, but
Exactly.
Tentacles.
Ha!
What the
So
hell is
whose
going
nerves
on?
are frayed now, Commander?
maybe we should. We have to do something with this, right?
Well, yes, I would like to examine it. I mean, it's horrifying, obviously, but we need to understand how it got there in the first place.
Examine it. Are you?
Well, yes.
Well, where are where are the mushrooms now? You said this
Well,
was what the mushrooms look like, right? Where are they?
not the tentacle part, but the top part. Yes, that's a mushroom. Well, it was in the bag that Tanner has on his back.
How
Oh,
many did you pick up?
2, I believe.
2.
Yes.
And I don't understand.
Hold that thought. And Water is going to rush out. Oh. Rewind 3. Anyway, so
Yep.
Walter is going to rush out to put one of these headphones on. Tanner, are you there?
Yes. What is it?
We have a sort of situation in here, and I do believe it might be beneficial for you to return to the sub.
Did you find the leak? What's going on?
No, we found something way worse.
What is it?
Well, I would prefer if you came back before I revealed further details. Yes, it would be best if you came back rather soon.
Doctor, I'm not in the mood for jokes. Where is the commander?
The commander is currently with Kelly. He is unwell, so it would be good if you could return to the submarine at once, please.
All right. Well, I'll be in a few. Don't forget, you need to take care of the cycling for me.
Yes, that's fine. Just let me know when you're inside the hatch.
All right then. And I'll start making my way back.
I'm just there staring at the thing, just not really sure what the hell is going on.
Just imagine the commander sitting in a chair going like.
Boy!
Yeah. Well, now we
Um,
are. Yep. Walter.
just Walter was going to call out to Bianchi, because he's not going to press random buttons. Bianchi, where do you operate the hatch thing? I have asked Tanner to come back.
I'll do it. I'll do that. You can watch over Kelly. He's instantly like, I would rather be here.
All right, fine. Yes, sure. I'll do that. And yeah, go back to Kelly and Commander.
And he makes sure that you close the door once you go into the medical.
Closes the door.
Yep, that's fine. So what does Walter do after he gets
As
in
he
there?
goes,
What does
as
Nathaniel and Walter do? Yeah.
yeah, as Walter goes back in, he just sees Nathaniel sort of sitting by Kelly, just staring at the thing, and he goes like, "I don't see it, Doctor. I just don't see the mushroom or the tentacles you said. I just don't see it."
I can't explain it. I don't know how that can be. But perhaps it would be best if we wore some sort of protection. I would like to try and examine what is happening on Kelly's shoulder, if I may.
Do we have like, I suppose, some basic medical?
I mean, you might have
Like
have
masks
like
or-
masks, like a couple of
Yeah.
you might have like you probably have a couple of gas masks. So you know, in case you get like smoke and stuff like that in the sub,
Yeah.
just to manage to get it topside.
Yeah, I'm just
And then
gonna
you
get.
probably have like maybe a single, maybe two, just like surgical masks as well.
I'm just gonna get the gas masks for both of us.
Well,
Also, when out of character, when you said we should get some protection, just my inner 12-year-old just started grinning.
Yeah.
I probably would have preferred the surgical mask. I don't know how well I'm going to see in this thing.
In that case, he's gonna get him the surgical one, and just keep the gas mask for himself.
Thank you. Yeah. Walter is going to put on the surgical mask and take his scalpel and very slowly kind of lean, not too close, but lean and sort of at first just poke the thing and see how it reacts.
Well, just poking it, it doesn't really react.
Okay. So there's no like movement or anything.
No, but it's constantly sort of like undulating, like
Okay.
pulsing. Yeah, so that you could hear sort of like almost like an extra pulse coming from it, and it's sort of because it's sort of like undulating back and forth.
Well, Walter is going to push the scalpel cut into the tentacle.
Okay. Okay. So give me what would it be? Give me a dodge.
Oh god.
That sounds
That
not
I did
ominous
not
at all.
expect. Oh no. Oh no. Oh,
99999.
oh no.
Oh,
Right,
critical.
whatever happens right in my face, I don't know.
Critical fail. So as soon as your scalpel just slightly touches one of the tentacles, Kelly just sort of sits upright and punches you so hard in the throat that you just sort of collapse backwards, like gasping for air. You're just sort of rolling around and you can't breathe, like you're completely incapacitated. So let's see what kind of damage we're talking here. It probably isn't too much for someone like Kelly, but
Is this the time where you're gonna roll well, Sebastian? Really?
I don't know.
I have already lost hit points. I just have right time here.
Apparently, I am going to roll very well.
Uh-oh.
So you lose an additional. Yeah, you don't have any armor or anything. You lose an additional 4 hit points.
I am not in a good shape.
No, and you're like, yeah, you're totally out on the. And Kelly's attention then just immediately goes to Nathaniel, and it is. Well, it would be. It would be. It would be the doctor, but you can't really do that much. But what do you want to do?
I'm sort of.
Walter. No, Walter. What do you want to do? Just
Oh,
you can just if you want
I
to
mean,
do
if
some
I
of the minor
literally
stuff.
can't breathe, then
Well, I mean, yeah, not really.
well, then I'm just grasping at my throat and if still have the scalpel, then just try and be like, and hold it towards Kelly.
Okay, great. Well, Nathaniel.
I just hastily remove the gas mask and like, Kelly, easy, it's me.
Well, give me a psychology.
That's not good. That's not good at all.
And at this point, the cycling has started. You can hear the cycling starting in the sub.
If only I had any points in psychology.
That would have been great for me.
I don't know what.
Just
What do you have?
just to clear up, the cycling has started, and I'm still in the radio with.
You're in the radio. You're in the radio with Bianchi. Yeah.
Okay, I'll PM you what I say to him.
That's fine. Let's see. Well, you could be using persuade. To be fair, I didn't see that you had so many points in persuade, and persuade would be fine to use here instead of psychology. But it wouldn't really matter that much, even with a hard success. He doesn't seem to be in control of himself, so to speak. And then it is Kelly, who will just immediately turn to the doctor on the floor. Actually, he'll probably pick up like a flashlight or something you left next to the bed when you came in here, and will like hold it as a weapon, and it will try to strike our doctor on the floor. So I will roll, and he swings wildly and misses as you sort of kick him away and manage to scurry off, trying to catch your breath from the onslaught. And it's your turn.
I mean, how is Walter's breathing doing?
He's starting to catch his breath a bit. I mean, it's still tough to breathe, and the throat is on fire. But like he can move again. Like it's not like he's completely incapacitated.
Well, try to like brace his back against something, and just with his legs trying to get himself up in a standing position, because otherwise he's just holding the scaffold towards Kelly and just not trying to attack, but like just kind of lashing out and trying to keep him away.
Gotcha. Nathaniel, it's your turn.
Okay, so there's no way in hell I'm gonna manage to calm him down. Is there some way I can restrain him without hurting him?
No, you can try.
Just what
you
role
good at
would
you
that
good
be?
at yeah, what would that be?
My brawl is not that great.
Yeah, no, it would be brawl. Yeah, it would be brawl. Like, there's nothing else that really makes sense, I don't think.
You know what I'm gonna do is just sort of try to grab Walter and just drag him out into the main room and just close the door behind us. Just try to give Kelly space to see if he regains lucidity.
Okay, that will probably be a... yeah, what will that be? That would probably again be brawl, I assume, but...
or like maybe just flat strength.
It might be flat strength, but I'm also thinking that it might be a bit of dexterity stuff. Actually, do a strength versus dodge then, if you're not doing brawl.
What do you mean strength versus dodge?
So you just roll strength, and I roll dodge for Kelly.
Okay.
Okay. Is that better than a normal success?
Wait, did I say I drag out? I said I drag out Walter.
Oh, you're dragging out Walter. I mean, but
Yeah.
at this point, actually, I'll show you on Roll20. It's probably easier. So at this point, I imagine like Walter will be like this.
And
Kelly
Kelly's-
is like there, and then you are more like here. So getting to Walter at this point is like he's between you.
Okay. In that case, I just need to. How can I efficiently? Like any other characteristics I can use. Like, can I leverage my superior size to sort of hold Kelly in place so he doesn't just basically just rely on body weight alone to just sort of prevent him from bashing our poor doctor's skull in. Sort of like push him to the side, try to get in between them.
Yep. Okay. Fine. I mean, you managed to push him. So you wanted to just push him to the side? Is that what you said? And sort of get.
Yeah, not like push him too so hard he smashes his head and dies.
No. But
just
like
sort of,
like move. So you wanted to navigate yourself between.
yeah, between the two of them.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. At which point it is. Well, you hear the hatch. You hear the hatch opening. On the other side of the door, and at that point it is Monsieur Kelly, who at this point, once you're between him and Walter, will start wailing on you with the flashlight instead.
Marvelous.
And he will roll a brawl, and he gets a success.
Yay.
Do I hear
And you
all
get-
of this going on?
Well, you hear something going on from inside the other room, but it's very muffled by the big sort of. I mean, it's like one of those section doors, so they're they're.
It's like a hatch door.
Yeah, so
The seal off areas.
Yeah, so it's gonna be quite muffling. But yeah, you take 2 damage there, Nathaniel, and then it is Walter.
So yeah, at this point, Nathaniel is now between Walter and Kelly, right?
Yeah.
Ah, you fool.
Well, where is Walter's medical stuff? I don't know. I'm assuming it's in a bag or some such.
Where's Walter's what?
Medical bag, or I'm assuming it might be in a bag or.
Well, it's probably just on the sort of trolley or whatever that is right next to the like this thing right here.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like get around. Yeah, get towards the door. Again, I don't know how. Like.
No, that's fine. I mean,
he can shimmy.
Yeah, no, he isn't really in the way for you trying to go there. At this point, anyway, his attention seems to be focused on Nathaniel again, and he's like beating him over the head with a flashlight at this point. And you can see him take a pretty like savage hit to the face with the flashlight.
Okay. Well, can from there. Again, he's a freaking weed, but try and like shove Kelly, just sort of diagonally, like try and shove him away from Nathaniel.
Yep.
What is that in terms of roll?
Brawl.
Oh god,
Most of this stuff is brawl.
sadness.
Yeah, you can't use your natural history or whatever. Natural world.
Natural world, yeah. What is brawl even? I don't even see it.
And you don't use
I think it
medicine
starts.
because you're
I think it starts at 25 if you have nothing in it, so it doesn't start that bad. It's
Yeah.
And you can't roll medicine because you're not Sherlock Holmes, so you can't discombobulate the guy.
I was just gonna say.
but it's gonna
Oh man.
discombobulate the mushroom. Yeah. Well, you want to use luck.
You know what?
You're
Sure. What,
close.
like that 8?
You have a 25 in brawl.
Yeah, it's
Do I?
8 to 5, so
Okay.
Yes.
it's not that
Um,
much.
So if I just have to do 3, then
Yeah.
yeah, sure. Oh wait, no, 1 minute.
Yeah. So you wanted to shove him backwards, right? Like that was the sort of shove him.
Yes.
So I assume then that you sort of like shove him over sort of over the edge maybe of the sort of the cot, and he just falls sort of between the bed and the front of this engine here. So he's like
Mhm.
a bit squeezed in between there. And
Okay, and yeah, but at that point he's just also trying to grab his bag and be like, "Come on!"
okay, so he's
To
just trying to get
Nathaniel.
out. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
that was the
What is
plan.
Nathaniel doing at this point?
Oh yeah, he would get out, wait for get out of the room, wait for Walter to get out of the room, and then just slam the door shut.
Okay, so he's gonna go like here, or
Yep.
okay. Yeah, while Kelly is trying to sort of get to his feet and everything, you can sort of just like grab the whole trolley with you and just like get it through the door before you shut it, if you want to do that.
I would like to do that. Yes.
Okay. At which point it is shut, and you just hear him go straight to the. You hear him go straight to the door and just start, like hitting at the door. And after a couple of times, it just goes completely silent. And then you hear some rustling on the other side of the door. Then you hear a hatch opening on the other side of the door.
Where is the hatch on the other side?
Ooh.
Question. By now, am I out of the suit, or am I still?
Hmm? Yeah, like you're out of the suit, yeah.
Okay. Well, you
And
basically
you just managed to, while you're sort of taking off the helmet and everything, you see them rushing through the door and just like shutting it.
What the hell happened?
It's something with Kelly. Something's not right. God damn it.
Mushroom. Tentacles.
Mushroom. What about?
Tentacles.
What the hell are you talking about? What's going on?
Oh, shoulder.
There was something on his shoulder. Now he's gone berserk. He attacked us. I don't know. Also out of character. When you said hatch, does that mean he went into the crawl space?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask as well.
There's no other real hatch in there that you
Yeah.
know of, and you hear the characteristic sort of hatch opening and then closing.
I mean, maybe we can talk to him. What? Does he have a fever or something? What?
He's not really gonna talk to me.
What's this about the mushroom?
His look. I was trying to examine him, and I was checking his pulse, and he had 2 pulses. One was weaker, and then I saw the lump that he had on his shoulder, and then I wanted to see what it was, and then the lump was the mushroom, and the mushroom also had
The ones we
tentacles.
brought back.
Yes. I
said
don't.
you hadn't taken them out of the container. What
I
happened?
have not touched it. That's why I wanted you to come back. I wanted to see
Just
what's
check my
in the.
container. Check my container. See if it's still there, lodged in.
Do we really want to open the container now in the
You don't
light of...
need to open it. Just check if there are leaks or something. If what you're saying is true, the mushroom had to get out.
Yeah. Okay. Checking the container. Is there any sort of damage on it?
There's like this big of a hole in the middle of the back of it.
I'm going to open the container.
Okay.
Whoa.
There's
What are
a
you doing?
hole. There's a hole. It's already been breached.
Well, fine. Guess that's where all the water came from.
So opening it. Is
Yep.
there anything else still in there?
Nothing in there.
How
There were
many did you
three.
bring?
There were three.
There.
Oh,
What do you
okay.
mean?
I would very much like. Well, I sound weird, but I would very much like at least everyone to take their clothes off from the top. We need to see if this is something that has potentially attached itself to anyone else here.
At this point, by the way, you hear a sudden crash from the bottom of the submarine. After which you hear the characteristic sound of rushing water at an immense speed, and you just hear the back of the like the engines and whatever back there just instantly sort of shut off as they are flooded with water, as the glass at the bottom of the sub seems to have been broken.
Shit, Kelly.
How did he manage to...
Okay, that must be that glass. It how that we can't open that door now.
It's reinforced. How did... With the flashlight? Oh my god. Oh my fucking god.
Look, one thing at a time. All right. Let's make sure everyone's okay.
We're not going to be okay.
I know. But
Yeah, the sub is instantly sort of dropping. It is, now that it's filled with water, it's getting heavy and it's sort of dropping. You can, well, you don't necessarily feel it, but you know it, that it's starting to drop back down. Now that it wasn't that high off in the first place, since you were just sort of waiting, but it doesn't take long before you hear it hit the bottom of, then sort of a screech as it hits the bottom of the sea right next to the other submarine.
We just lost our pilot and the submarine that he was piloting.
just help me get out of this suit. Maybe I can. Well, once we make sure that everyone here is okay, I can probably go outside and, I don't know, maybe try to see if the engines will work. Maybe I can enter from the outside. I don't know.
There's no way to drain the water. There's no way to seal the... How did he...
Look, we're not stuck here. All right,
You-
we can't be stuck here.
We barely fit through, as we are, through the crawl space. You will not get through there in that suit.
There's no way out. No one knows we're here. Bianchi, is there any way we can send out an SOS?
I don't think so. We have barely any power left on the batteries before they drain with the engines offline. I don't really know what we're supposed to do.
How long?
Maybe 2 hours, maybe 3.
Look, just get me out of the suit. We can figure something out.
We're on
Maybe
the
the
bottom
engines
of
will
the
still-
ocean, Tanner.
Maybe the engines will still turn on or something. I don't know. We're not going to be abandoned down here, all right?
The suits survive at this depth, though, right? So.
Yes, we have 2 suits and we have 4 people.
That's true. That's true.
What do you suggest we walk all the way back to the coast of Iceland?
Well, get something that can float. Maybe you. I'm not a physicist. Damn it! Why are you? Well, you got to think of something. You can't just stop.
Look, all right. First, we need to see if this thing has latched onto any of us. Perhaps if thinking about this logically, if it has attached itself to any of us, that person is not putting on that suit. If someone is clean, they can put on the suit.
Fine, get me out of the suit so I can show you I'm clean, so I can get back in it and do what we need to do to get out of here. I'm not being abandoned behind, alright?
Fine.
Alright.
Walter helps Tanner take the suit off.
And yeah, once I'm out, I'll basically look at the container just to see the hole. How didn't I fucking notice this?
You don't do that. Anyway, everyone, please take off your shirt and everything, and
There's no point. We're stuck here. There is no way out. We can't. There's nothing buoyant enough that's going to take one of us and a suit up to the surface. Even if it does, you're just going to be floating up there in the middle of the ocean, and you can't walk back in that thing all the way back to shore.
Commander,
and even then, there's only 2 of them. What?
I would still very much like to know if anyone here is infected.
No?
What difference does it make?
Well, I don't know. Perhaps it is better to go out suffocating. Perhaps it is better to go out by whatever that thing does to you. I would like to know. Either way.
Well, we are going out in a couple of hours at most. So maybe instead of panicking, we can all just...
I'm not panicking. I'm doing my best not to panic. Even though this is an absolute mess.
What do we have that we can try to rig together, and maybe we can make something that we can use air canisters to fill with air as we need to float. I'm thinking
Bianchi, I don't care about the floating things as long as you don't take your goddamn shirt off and show me that you're not infected. I don't care how we're getting out of here. Infected people are
first.
not getting out of here.
I will roll
You first,
sanity
Doctor.
for. I will roll sanity for Bianchi. Yeah, he succeeds, and he's like, yeah, sure, whatever. And he'll start dressing that. So at this point, he will just then be in his like, he has like a tank top and not even boxers, but actual
Briefs.
yes. So he's just standing there and he's continuing to look around for things he can sort of, anything that's waterproof that he could make some sort of makeshift balloon out of.
Stay still for a second. Let me examine you, Bianchi.
Meanwhile-
We don't have time. Can we do this when we've figured out some way to actually proceed? We don't have to send anybody up there that is infected. I agree, but let's.
It might
we'll all
get
die.
worse. It might get worse. I don't know what this is. I would like to know who is affected.
Fine. But do it quickly. We don't have a lot of time.
I will do it as quickly as I can.
And meanwhile, while this is going on, Jack will basically go try and turn on the SOS.
What do you mean SOS? Like try to just turn on the obvious emergency sort of
Yeah.
beacon stuff goes off basically automatically, so that's on
Okay.
already. But I mean that's unlikely to be picked up at this sort of depth anyway. But
Still, I'm gonna check if it's working. And
yeah. At this point, Nathaniel, what are you doing?
Just a sec. So as they are up in the front with the computers, they hear the signature sound of a pistol being cocked.
Bianchi just sort of turns and he's like, he has his hands up and he's just like, whoa, wait, Commander?
He's not pointing it at anyone, he's just sort of holding it, just looking at it as he stands in the back by leaning on the door.
Commander?
What are you doing, Commander?
So, tell me about your plan. How do you intend to get back to the surface? Just walk me through it, please. Please, Doctor.
I don't have
I'm stupid. Pretend I am the stupidest fucking moron you've ever met. And explain to me, step by step, how you will get out of this.
I don't have a plan currently. My plan is to see who is even healthy in the first place. Can I do that? That's all I would like to do. And in fact, Commander, I think the best thing would be if we all calmed down. I understand that this is quite a stressful situation and rather dire. But I would very much appreciate it if you could put that weapon down and perhaps disrobe just as Bianchi did.
Not playing along with this nonsense. So I will ask once again, Doctor. How do you intend to get out of this? Or do you want to spend your last moments playing quarantine doctor in a sub that is running out of air very fast?
Hey. Listen, okay? We can get one suit up, probably, right? Probably, maybe, probably. We make something watertight. We use the air canisters from one suit to be able to fill it up. One person goes with the suit, hopes to God it doesn't rupture on the way up to the surface, however long that will take. and that person will get help and get others down here. It's like that's what I've got. What do you got? You got anything better than that?
Get help. Get help from where?
But
Floating in the middle of the ocean in a. It's not even going to. Oh God, Bianchi.
what you got anything better? You
I'm
Commander?
so sorry, everyone.
Commander,
I'm
put the
so.
gun down.
Just shut up, Tanner. Just shut up. I am sorry that we ended up here. I am sorry if I didn't do something that could have prevented this.
you don't have to do this. You just put it down now. Here,
You know, I didn't need to do any of this. You know, I could have just went to work on an oil rig or something, but no. I had to go into the Navy. I had to
Commander?
face the red threat head on. Just shut up, Quincy. Just shut up. I cannot believe that this is where it ends. Could have gotten married. Could have had a couple of kids.
it doesn't have
A
to be.
nice home, just a white little house in the suburbs.
We
Maybe
can.
a
You
Cadillac
are the
parked in the
commander. You should
driveway.
be the one telling us that everything will be okay.
No, as your commander, I am telling you it will not be okay because I do not lie to my men. This is foobar.
But
Look,
it is
you can be the one going down with the ship because I hear that's what captains do, but at least let the rest of us figure something out.
isn't it better to set one person up with the suit and hope to God that somebody picks them up rather than just sitting here and dying together in this hole?
Commander, please. Right now we are wasting precious time.
Just give me a minute. Just a minute.
Sure, sure. And he'll just stand there in his tidy whities with his his hands up.
If you allow me, I will examine Bianchi. In the meantime,
Just
perhaps that
don't move and shut up. Just give me a moment to think.
It'll be okay, Commander. Just
Said, shut up. How do things get so long?
is Nathaniel facing everyone. Like, how is the outline currently of where people are standing?
Yeah, so at this point I would imagine, Kelly is out in the sea somewhere, and Nathaniel is probably standing somewhere like here, and the three of you are probably standing something like this.
Okay.
Um, let me just double check.
You know what else is funny?
What?
I almost drowned as a kid. Almost. And then that, fucking pool behind the house. I don't even remember it. I just remember that feeling of my lungs burning, and ever since then, just could hardly ever get near water again. And here, this is how it ends for me. This is how it's gonna end. Drowning at the bottom of the fucking ocean.
Apparently, it ends with you feeling sorry for yourself.
No, Doctor, you don't know that.
Commander?
It
Commander?
ends on my own fucking terms. And he just presses the gun to his temple and pulls the trigger.
Immediately as he does this, I'm basically gonna try and rush forward to stop him. Obviously, I probably won't make it, but...
Yeah, no, I don't think. I mean, first of all, I'd want you, everybody else in the room that wants to act to try to stop him, will have to roll. Probably, what would it be for reaction time? Probably dexterity, right? Just to see whether it doesn't catch you completely off guard in the first place.
That might be a hard success.
I mean, I don't think I have much of a. Yeah.
That is a hard success, actually. Yeah.
I
At
mean,
least.
I succeed, but
Yes,
it's
it is a
definitely
hard
not better
success.
than.
That is true.
So I kind of see it coming. Is that
Well,
it?
you sort of realize he starts sort of like waving his hand with his gun a little bit, and he's just sort of like looking all around, and he just seems a bit out of it. And you see it sort of as he puts the gun up to his temple, you sort of realize what he's doing. But so I mean, you can try to do something if you want to try to do something.
Yeah, I immediately want to stop him if I can, if I even have like the slightest chance to do so.
Yeah, I mean, sure, you can try. I don't know, brawl probably, if you're trying to tackle him or anything.
I believe I don't have it, so it's a 25.
Yeah, and then if you want to avoid it, Nathaniel, again, it's a dodge if he gets a success. So just see if he succeeds at all first.
Yep.
No, okay. Now, well, it just means that you manage to see that something's coming. You rush forward toward him. But basically, as before you reach him, the shot rings out. Sort of the bullet, you hear like ricochet off the metal. Doesn't hit anybody, but it's like you hear the ricochet. You hear the overpowering noise of a gunshot, for you especially, very close to you in a very confined space, which sort of deafens you, and everybody else is just, their ears are ringing as Nathaniel just sort of falls backwards, and the gun slides onto the floor of the sub.
Shit. Shit.
Walter is going to, like, I don't know, like half walk, half crawl. I don't even know at this point because everyone has been like, and start going over to Nathaniel, and with like shaking hands, he starts to like try and look at him and like his head, but also his body. Like he's looking at the injury, but he's also looking if he had anything on him, and yeah, it's just kind of.
Well, as you're doing this, again you hear the click of the gun sort of to one side as Tidy Whitey's Mr. Bianchi, shaking, crazily, is holding the gun, and he's like, "There's two of them in here. I know it's not me, so it's both of you, isn't it?" And he's sort of aiming it towards you. It's just sort of aiming, and he's like, "It's both of you, isn't it?"
I haven't even had time to examine anyone.
Look, Bianchi, just
He will
quick
basically
examination.
he will move back. Well, quick examination, you say, as he's in his tiny whities. Like, he's moving back, sort of getting distance between you. And you're like, yeah, you can check him. Any sudden moves, though, you know. and he's just shaking like crazy.
We don't know if it's not you, okay? Just
And he just sort of quickly looks down at himself and then looks back up.
I'm going to see if the commander had anything. All right, so that may be that 2 of us is clean if he had it. All right.
I
Right.
also I need to check something on the suit. You can aim the gun at me if you want. Just I need to check something in the other suit.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And I'm gonna slowly, hands up, walk towards the suit, the second one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna check to see if the container was damaged at all.
On the other one?
Yeah.
No.
No.
The other one is fine.
Um.
As you're doing this, I mean, Walter, how about you check the?
Yeah. Do I do like a medical check or?
Yes, probably. Yeah. Or actually, probably. Yeah. Well, let's do medical or first aid. I don't know quite what you're doing. You're searching him, so probably medical.
Okay. Yeah.
That is a success, is it?
Yes.
Well, how are you searching him? Or how are you looking for this thing?
Well, kind of in shock and kind of all over the place at this point. He's not really methodical or anything. He's just with shaking hands. He's basically just kind of pulling away the clothes and trying to just see
Well,
if
in one of
he
the
can
sort of
find anything.
one of the sort of folds to the side of the clothes, you see sort of what you believe to be one of these things, but having completely loosened its grasp and looking, like its sort of tentacles are crawled up into sort of a ball, and it's just sort of laying to the side of him. And you can see that he's got like a wound on the side of his sort of body where it seems to had been previously attached.
Well, the moment Walter sees this, he's just kind of scrambling back. He had one. He had one. He had one. That leaves one.
As soon as he says that, I'm basically just gonna take a few steps back from the body. Oh God. God. What the hell is that?
Well, you both of you get. I'm gonna take the goddamn suit, and I'm gonna take the air, and I'm gonna go up. You can see it's not me. I'm in my underwear over here. I need to get out of this, and one of you has that thing on you, and I don't know which one of you it is, so I'm not letting any of you do anything right now. So you are going to get in that fucking closet, and I am going to take what I need and get out of here. And I'm going to send help, and they're going to fix this, but I can't do anything else.
Check the coordinates then.
Coordinates?
Yeah, coordinates. How are you gonna send help if you don't have the coordinates?
Well, I know where
If
we
you're
are.
floating in the
I know
sea.
where we are.
Are you sure?
Wait, yeah, I wrote it down. I have it.
Okay.
I have it, and it's just I have it over there.
When he does that, I have it over there.
Yeah, you rush him. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a brawl.
If I catch this, both of us.
Give me a brawl.
Okay.
We're turning into rugby at this point.
Oh.
What is it against Dex? Is this or?
It's brawl. It's 25 if you don't have it, and nobody has
Oh my
it.
god.
Yeah, so both of you rush him. He freaks and just in your general direction just fires. So let's let luck decide. Both of you roll luck, see in which who is. Let's see who he aims in the direction of.
I mean,
oh God.
Walter is so close to death, so.
If I fail at this, as
I don't think that's a fail.
If you get this,
Mm-hmm.
and like, if you get shot, regardless of my
Yes.
roll, you have the worst luck ever. Like ever,
Thank you.
ever.
Thank you.
No, he shoots at Tanner. Okay, let me roll his very low firearms. Because the starting firearms I think is what, 20%? What is it?
It is 20. Yeah.
20 for
20%
handguns, 25 for
handguns,
rifles.
yes.
Yeah, that's a 20. Okay. Okay, rolling damage.
Ouch.
Let me see. This can't be the right damage that I've recorded here. That can't be.
One shot.
Yeah.
Hannah.
I mean, it is Call of
I don't
Cthulhu,
exist.
but
Yeah.
Between the eyes.
yeah, 14 hit points. Jesus.
I'm dead.
So just you rush toward him, he just fires off a shot and it goes just straight through. Like you can sort of like see the shattering of teeth being spat out as the gurgling and sort of Jack Tanner falls forward on his face. And Bianchi now just terrified, aiming in your direction, and it's your turn.
Let me examine him. It could be that it's the two of us who are clean.
You attacked me.
Look, you're acting irrational. I mean, I know it's difficult right now, but we need to be calm. We need to try and be calm. It's Jesus, Tanner is dead. Just what are you doing? You need help, right? You need help. You need help with that suit. You don't have diving training.
Okay,
I do.
roll psychology. Is that is this
Yeah,
when
it's
you
a
burn all
success.
that? Okay, so you're not burning all your luck to try to get this.
No,
Okay,
that
you
is
don't
a
have to.
success.
Okay, he's like, fine, check, and he just aims in your general direction.
All right. Do I roll another medical at this point?
Yeah, just roll another medical.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, Walter is crying and he doesn't even know it. Level of stress. Yes, that's a success.
He looks through the suit, and in the sort of the clothes and everything of the suit, as he's sort of searching through, he feels the slimy tentacles of something in the suit. Again, opens up and sees another one of these crumpled up little things laying there. As you can still sort of see Jack Tanner sort of doing like a death rattle every now and then. He's still like
Yeah.
laying there gurgling a bit on the floor.
Again, kind of start moving back. He had it.
Show me all of them. Show me.
I don't know if they would try and reattach themselves, so you need to stay away, right?
Show me.
Try and
Just
I'll
show
show
me.
you. Just try and stay away.
Fine,
Right?
fine.
I don't even have a glove or anything, like gloves, like medical, like.
Well, I mean, like, there aren't really any gloves or anything here. I mean, there were in the. Well, actually, you do have them here probably because you brought the medical cart, so you probably have them there, like those like latex type of gloves.
Yes.
So yeah, you do probably have them.
I'm just like I'm trying to protect myself as well.
Yeah, no, he
Yeah.
lets you. He's not.
Yeah,
He's
it's like,
just. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And trying for tenor where Walter found it, just try and kind of peel it away to like show.
Mhm. Yeah. So you should. Where's the other one? Where's the other one?
Okay. Again, going over to Nathaniel and where Walter remembers he found it. Again, tries to like slowly peel things away.
Yeah, and you show another one,
Yeah.
and he just, as soon as he sees the other one, he just like throws the gun into a corner and just like starts almost like hyperventilating and getting down on his sort of knees, and it's just like he just like throws up on the floor. He's like totally out of it.
Okay. Look. Your plan can still work, right?
But I don't know how to I'm not an engineer. I don't know how to fix the suit stuff. It's not my I can try, but it's I don't really know what I'm doing.
I yeah, I don't know the engineer part. I know the diving part. I have basic training on this thing. So okay, so what would be the first step?
We have to make a balloon. Something or it doesn't have to be a balloon, but something we can fill with air, something that we can make float. Um, you know, because the goal should be to try to slowly float to the surface using the air canisters from one suit, while being in the other suit. So just trying to blow up something and trying to float. It's I don't know anything better.
Okay. How big do you think that thing would need to be?
I don't know. It's the only thing I can come up with.
Right. Can Walter try and carefully search again, trying to avoid the bodies as much as he can to try and look around and
Yeah,
search for anything
yeah.
that matches that description?
Sure. You can give me a spot hidden probably, as well as, well, actually just go with spot hidden.
Is a success.
Yep. Well, you find the sort of the um, one of those like inflatable, like, you know, like rafts things. Like there's one of those. That's pretty much the only thing you see here that is anything like what you want.
Okay. So shows it to Bianchi. How about this? Does that work?
I don't know if it'll be enough, but I don't know what else to do.
Yeah. Well, we have to try, I guess. Right?
I guess we do. Who's going out?
Look, I can put you in the suit, right?
Okay. 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 Okay.
So where are the suits at this point?
I mean, they're sort of well, one of them is sort of scattered on the floor, and the other one is just sort of laying to the side. It's not.
Yeah, which one is the one that is not broken?
Yeah, that's the one that Tanner had just started taking off. So that's sort of just like in a heap on the floor, while the other one is sort of in the cabinet.
Yeah. Okay. Trying to pull that one away.
Yeah. It's just,
And yeah, try and put Bianchi in the suit, and in the meantime try and explain as much as Walter can how the suit works.
yeah, that's fine. I mean, at this point, there's probably not going to be any sort of communications once he goes outside because he can't be tethered to the thing. But
Yeah, well, that's why Walter is trying to basically just explain whatever he can at this point.
yeah, well, at that point, then, after he's explained what he can explain, and he takes the air canisters with him, puts on the suit. He goes into the airlock with the sort of inflates the the raft thing in the chamber there with him, as it needs air to takes it with him so that he can inflate it once he gets outside.
Oh,
Dude.
actually,
Hmm?
sorry. Can just one specific thing that Walter would like to say.
Hmm.
If Bianchi makes it to the surface or whatever and actually manages to talk to people, just leave them there. B, he's going to name the species. I can't come up with anything right now.
Okay, but he's going to name it something. Okay.
Yes, and he requests that that will be documented, basically.
He's just like, yeah, sure, whatever you want. And then he sort of asks you to cycle the airlock.
Yeah, well, if it again, if Bianchi shows it to Walter because he didn't know, then yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it just shows. It's basically just like a thing that has to be. Yeah, it's not very complicated.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
But yeah, as it cycles, knowing that it can't really uncycle again after this point, as the pumps are offline, so there's gonna be no more after this. You hear one last sort of goodbye from Bianchi as he's still connected to the communications. The door opens out into the big unknown. Bianchi walks out, and then there's just silence. And that is where we're gonna end the game. So that was Under Pressure. That weird ass balloon plan would ever get anywhere, but
I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm clapping.
I can't hear it, but that was
Mushroom Brothers!
I would just like to say that Walter at that point probably just collapses on the floor and just basically stares at the two bodies, and he's like, well, I always wanted to come out here, so might as well end here.
Yeah.
Might as well have one last autopsy. Give me one of those drugs.
You know what the funny thing is? Like when we were making the character and when we got to the gun discussion, I just told Seb like, it's cool. I'll have a gun so I can kill myself, and I actually.
Yeah. But the
Yeah.
amount of times you guys are just like spot hidden, just like critical fail.
Fail,
Every time they
right.
open that closet, because that's when like first person goes in, opens the closet, it's just like critical fails, fails to spot the fact that there's a big hole. So the first sort of leech just like drops down, attaches itself, no issue, and then he's sort of these leeches sort of make you forget that they're a thing once they're attached to you. They sort of they care about self-preservation, but otherwise they're just like happy to let you do your own thing. So you just go on about your business, and then number two goes to check out. Critical fail on the or hard fail on the spot again, and it's like, for fuck's sake! And then the water, the amount of rolls is like water pouring out on the floor because obviously they're burrowing a hole in the back of the.
Yeah, that's that. I was gonna say,
It's
like, are the containers leaking? But I
Yeah,
have to keep it in character.
yeah, but it's like
And
everybody like failing the spot check. So suddenly there's like somebody actually succeeds, and it's like, why is there water everywhere? Because that haven't been leaking for a while. But yeah, no, that's.
I mean, when Jack checked the suits, like that was the whole time where PMs were being exchanged, and after that, I tried to do like a really quick. So there's nothing. That was basically the whole instance where got attached.
Yeah.
Forgot about it.
Yeah, I
You
had
do-
the
According to the description, you feel pain, but immediately after you forget about it.
Mhm.
So there would be
Yeah.
like some sort of like,
Yeah, like you just
and
yeah.
then nothing, and no one
Yeah.
asked. So,
Yeah, it got me first actually when I was checking out the lockers, and I had to roll power, and it's like one of my best attributes, and I just failed by one.
and there were at some point, at some point there was like a moment where I asked Seb, "Can I just show myself as the guy who has the mashi?" And he says, "Okay, roll power." I roll it, and he just says, "Free to act." But can I show it? And I got
yeah,
no
yeah.
response.
Well,
So I was like,
I mean, yeah,
right then.
that means yeah. So free to act in that case would mean yes, you're free to show it, but you're not free to sort of um, off yourself or whatever, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You're not. You still have self-preservation from the
Well,
thing.
That's
That,
my
if I
signature
had
move.
known that, I would have probably.
but I mean, to be fair, I mean, 10 things was going on at the same time, so I mean, it.
Yeah.
I was sure that what was going to happen was that Ez was again going to get her awful luck, get shot, die, and then have uh, Tanner, who had the mushy on him, overpower poor tiny little Bianchi and beat him to death, and then just leave with the suit and the mushroom. So
that
Happy
one
mushroom
time
survives.
came through.
Self-preservation wins.
I just feel so bad for everyone. It's a perfect Call of Cthulhu game.
yeah.
So, like with Nathaniel, did he just crumble or like?
Well,
He has a phobia of drowning.
yeah,
So
so it
when
doesn't
all
help.
of that, yeah,
You wanna know how this could have been like super fucking tragic? If
Oh,
what
you mean it
Steph said,
wasn't?
no. It could be more tragic because like the scenario you said where Tanner basically beats Bianchi to death and leaves with the suit. You wanna know what Tanner's phobia is? Isolation and abandonment. So he's like, okay, I gotta go because self-preservation. I don't want to though.
It beats everybody to death and ends up alone.
And is like depressed, surviving.
Like I mean, to be fair, I kind of dropped the ball on Walter's phobia because his is basically part like OCD.
That's
Um,
fine. Like
but I would just thought at this everything is such a mess that at this point he probably should have just
yeah, like
stopped functioning. Like It's ataxophobia, so fear of disorder and untidiness. Like fucking everything is all over the place at this point.
I
Like,
mean, look, you acted properly terrified all the time after that point, so I say it's a win.
It's
Can I stop recording, by the way?
oh yeah.
If I knew I was actually gonna kill myself.